Hey there, Adderall addicts. My name is Freak, and I wish I was a fish. Joining me today are my usual cohorts, Kevin, the toilet paper hoarder, and Saradin, who owns more knives than you're probably comfortable with. And together we're going to painstakingly count the microorganisms on our eyelashes. Welcome to the Bakagaijinshow.
That is the second most accurate introduction you've made.
Only the second most.
Only the second most. I think there was one that was better, but yeah, no, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. Especially the knives bit. I'm pretty sure that is completely true.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a mixture of fact and fiction.
I mean,
Keep them on their toes.
Yep.
They don't know us. They can't pretend to know us.
true. Very true.
Don't you dare form a parasocial relationship with me. I will probably indulge you because I'm very lonely.
Well, then it just becomes a social
LMA
relationship.
fucking O.
Damn it, you're right. Oh. That's the problem, Kevin. We need to get famous enough where we have too many relationships to keep track of, to the point where they have to become parasocial.
Exactly.
I'm one of those people that like actually gets to say I have a social relationship with somebody that normally only people have parasocial relationships with.
Also true. Also
What
true.
happens when you meet somebody in person? It becomes a social relationship at that point.
True facts.
Either that or I'm just sucking down a massive amount of copium, one of the two.
One of the two.
Um,
We'll figure it
Right,
out as
so
we
you-
go along. You good?
Also, I don't just own knives, I own a bastard sword too.
You do.
Damn.
That's a big knife.
It's a 2.5 foot long knife, yes.
That sword was born out of wedlock.
Actually, they call it a bastard sword because it's in between a claymore and a longsword, so it's the
Yeah.
bastard child of both. That's
Ah.
literally where it gets its name from.
Did not know
Nice.
that. Did not know that.
Yep, that's literally where it gets its name from. Is
Man,
it's
it's
the
not-
bastard child of a longsword and a claymore.
Man, not even 5 minutes into this episode and I'm already learning things. Woo!
That's because I'm
Yep.
here. That's why you keep me around.
We're,
I mean, it's
we're
one of the
gonna finish. We're gonna finish that high school education of yours, one way or another, Kevin.
You can try. You can try.
Coming up next, calculus.
No!
Oh, calculus is easy. Come on.
Calculus is easy.
Limits are so. If you know algebra, then you know limits. Limits is the easiest thing in the universe. Don't give me lip. Don't give me lip.
Sort of zoned out there, and I thought he said Linux, and I'm like,
And
that
it-
sounds like a Linux guy.
No, limits. Limits
Yeah.
are exceptionally easy. They're very easy.
Yeah.
If you like plug and play video games, you'll love limits. I don't know how to explain that analogy without going into depth, so you're just gonna have to leave that
Yeah.
at that.
No, I'll take your word for it.
Calculus by Jax Pacific.
Yeah. Precisely. Now you get it. It's when you get into derivation and integration that like trigonometric derivations and trigonometric integrations that things start to get a little difficult.
Right. Yeah.
But if you know algebra, limits are the easiest thing in the universe. No cap.
Oh,
He's not capping you.
I
I'm not
suppose he is
capping you,
not
bro.
capping. He
I ain't capping you, bro.
He is in fact not capping.
There are zero caps here. If you say there are, you're wrong.
I fundamentally cannot wear a cap with this headset on. It's not designed for that.
I can't wear a hat. Period. We've discovered
We
over the
have.
years that I'm not a hat guy. As much as I want to be, I'm just not a hat guy.
Yeah, which is unfortunately very, very sad because I think you'd look good in a hat.
You'd think, but then I put on a hat and I don't.
I disagree.
Therefore, not a hat guy. I can wear a ski cap. That's all I can wear.
I mean, it's
But I
close.
don't- I don't go skiing. Not since the incident.
Yes, the incident.
The incident. When I was like 11 or 12, maybe 13, somewhere in there, I went sledding with my grandma and my siblings and maybe my cousins. I don't remember. And I basically I went all the way down this hill, this steep ass hill, and I slammed my shin into a stop sign.
Oh,
That-
God.
That created
We need
the
to Make sure to cue the clip of Peter Griffin going. Ah!
Yeah, no,
Ah!
it was worse than that. What I did, yeah, that created the biggest bump out of anything I've ever received in my life. My fucking ankle swelled to like twice its size.
Oh God.
And it did not go away for, I want to say, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
Ouchies.
yeah.
I almost couldn't walk for 2 weeks. So yeah, I don't fuck with anything resembling skiing.
No, yeah, no, that's honestly after something like that, I can't even blame you.
Yeah,
Woof.
I didn't even like it that much to begin with. So
And I just turned it off for you entirely.
Yeah, I didn't have. Yeah, I had not much respect to lose, and then I went into the negative. So there you go.
There you go. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I knew a guy who stole a stop sign once.
I also know a guy who stole a stop sign
Tell me
once.
We know the same guy. You know Roderick?
No, his name was not Roderick. I forget what his name
Oh.
was, but it was certainly not Roderick.
Okay.
Because as Diary of a Wimpy Kid has told us, Roderick rules, and this guy did not.
Yeah. No, I just went over to his house in high school once, and there was just a fucking stop sign in his room, rebar and all. And I'm like, "Where'd you get that?" And he's like, "You want to see?" And then we literally walked 3 miles over to where he took it.
You want to see
Because
where I took the stop sign?
He didn't take it out of the ground. Apparently, somebody drove into it, and it like broke off. So he just picked it up and took it home.
Oh my god. Who the hell walks by, sees a stop sign on the ground, and is just like, well, finders keepers.
Rod, actually. He would do that.
Okay,
And
he did. He did. Factually, he did.
Yep.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, like, the guy I know didn't have the rebar, he just had, like, the sign itself, and it was just, like, put up in his room.
Yep. I think that was Rod's plan, but I think he decided to keep the rebar for the aesthetic.
What's the aesthetic? The I stole a stop sign aesthetic?
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna know you stole it if there's no rebar? Also, as he insisted to me, technically he didn't steal it; he salvaged it.
He's not. Yeah, I guess he's not wrong in that regard. I guess.
I mean,
by strict definition, he's not
You said that with
wrong.
such pain in your voice, like, good lord.
Well, Kevin is a good Christian boy. These sorts of things sort of knock on his fucking values.
No, I'm just not a lot of people pick up a stop sign. It's just like, I will salvage this.
Yeah, not quite aware of the secret 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not stealeth a stop sign."
Thou shalt not tread on another man's hoe. Anyway,
Or something like that.
He was sleeping on He was sleeping on half a couch at the time, and the other half looked like I got ate by a bear. So that's about the environment I was
That's probably another salvage job, or quote unquote salvage. Actually, no, that is a salvage job at that point. So
in. Yeah, he probably just found that somewhere.
that does make me wonder what the fuck happened to that couch.
I don't know. I'm assuming Godzilla, but I'm open to other guesses.
Oh no, there goes Tokyo, go go Godzilla. Ooh.
Why are they cheering for Godzilla in the song?
It depends on. It depends on some kind. Some movies are like Godzilla's a hero. Other movies are like Godzilla's a nuclear.
I'm just like, who wrote that song? Eisenhower?
Blue Oyster Cult, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
My sister liked them.
Yep. It's a good song. It's a good song. That song is so good that they actually made Bear McCreary made a cover of it for the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. From,
Bear McCreary of fucking Dark Void fame?
Sure.
Look it up. He did the soundtrack for Dark Void.
He also did the soundtrack for Angry Video Game Nerd the movie.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Also, several episodes of the show.
Yep.
Like I think one of the Christmas ones they did the music for that.
Yeah, Bear McCreary did the soundtrack for Godzilla King of the Monsters, the I think 2017 or 2018 movie. And one of the things he did there was make this really fucking awesome cover of Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. It was great. I need
Nice.
to I need to actually watch the MonsterVerse movies like in chronological order, because like I've only seen the 2014 reboot that Gareth Edwards did, and I like that movie. I think it's good, but like I need to watch the MonsterVerse. I need to watch the Godzilla and Kong movies that come afterwards, including Godzilla vs. Kong.
All I know is that they confirm Hollow Earth theory, which is interesting.
I
didn't
mean,
think Hollywood would go for Hollow Earth theory, considering its adjacent anti-Semitic implications. Which I don't think are a valid reason to not enjoy Hollow Earth theory, but I'm just saying I didn't expect Hollywood to go for it.
I feel like
No, that's perfectly reasonable. Considering it's real, man. What are you saying? Hollow Earth ain't real? Quit being such a sheep, man. You're such a pasture animal.
God damn it.
I don't know what I'm even talking about anymore. Is this what crazy people sound like? Because I'm doing my best here.
You're doing a
No, you
really
sound-
good impression.
Yeah.
That scares me. I need help.
Unfortunately, this is not my conspiracy podcast. I'm thinking about starting a new podcast for that, but this is the anime podcast, ostensibly.
I would not be against a conspiracy podcast. I would not.
Can we invite famous conspiracy theorist Takanashi Kiara on? She literally has a tinfoil hat emote in her members emotes.
The only
Actually, I think
the only acceptable context to bring in a VTuber on Zeke Freak's channel.
Would be because she's a wild conspiracy theorist. Yeah.
I mean, they're welcome. I've invited them to debate me on my podcast, but none have replied.
I don't think you've actually done that considering their DMs are closed, but
My DMs are not closed.
theirs are.
Oh, you said mine.
No, I definitely.
No, he didn't.
We'll agree to disagree.
Maybe I shouted at them in public. You don't know.
Zeke, unfortunately for you, this is actually being recorded, so I can literally just play it back.
I don't. Yeah, that's why I said it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the greater conspiracy podcast would be if we had a conspiracy that there was a conspiracy podcast. And people would be like, where's the conspiracy podcast? I'm like, well, that's part of the conspiracy.
Where's the
we have one or
conspiracy,
not?
Mansley?
Where's the conspiracy, man?
Screw my country! I want to live!
Man, Iron Giant's so fucking good. Is Iron Giant on the list for movie night?
I don't think so.
Oh god, put it on the
Oh,
put-
it needs to be.
Please put it
Such
on the
a good
list.
movie.
I love Iron Giant.
No. Stop taking my votes. You put it on.
All right, you bastard. Fine, I'll do it.
For the audience's benefit, Kevin keeps subtly trying to get me to use my suggestion slots for what are his suggestions.
No, I'm saying you can put it on the list, just attribute it to me.
I'm sorry, do you guys not have phones?
Shit.
I suspect you're at a computer. It's physically possible for you to do this.
I am at a computer, and I do have a phone. Like, right now, I'm literally using the phone to put Iron Giant on the list, speaking of which,
There are
Iron
multiple
Giant. There we go.
input methods here. I don't gotta do shit.
But you could also do it yourself.
It was your suggestion!
But you could do it for me! Just credit it to me!
You have multiple fucking input methods!
I've put so many fucking movies on the list for you!
I feel like at the time that was the more convenient option, just like at this time it's the more convenient option. I don't got that tab open.
I literally just go into our DMs, search movie night, click the link, and then go there.
You know what a fucking favorites is? You not know how to use a browser? Actually, do you not have a Google Drive account? That's probably my first question.
I do have a Google Drive account, I just don't use it.
Well, I mean, that's your problem, really.
Okay.
Literally a skill issue.
Honestly, skill issue.
Yeah. So you had it, yeah.
Yeah, I added it. It's there.
All right. So, Kevin, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Not a whole lot, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, this last week has been pretty dull for me. Like, not a whole lot. Like, didn't really do a whole lot. Like, on Tuesday... See, okay, so, like, on Monday, we were supposed to have movie night, but I ended up having a scare because my dog ate a fuckload of chocolate. Shockingly, nothing happened. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't even have the shits or anything. He just tanked that shit. What the hell? Like, what the hell kind of, like, I can't say inhuman, in dog? In canine? Digestive
in
system
canine.
do you have? Regardless, my dog is fine. So, pushed the movie night to Tuesday. We saw Alita Battle Angel. I really like that movie, personally. Zeke thought it was fine.
I did.
Yep. And, like, I can agree there. It is, like, a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yep. Visually, gorgeous movie. The interesting thing about Alita, there are a lot of interesting things about Alita, but, like, the interesting thing about Alita that I want to point out here is the whole thing people had about, like, Alita's eyes.
Sure.
When like the trailer was first released and everybody saw, like, you know, her eyes being like CG and being like fuck huge.
Yeah, sure.
After a point in the movie, you kind of just don't really care. It just becomes kind of part of her character, and you just kind of like take it. It just becomes part of the aesthetic, and, like, to be fair, the visual effects on Alita herself are amazing.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. It is incredibly difficult to, like, even like the first scene with Alita waking up with, like, her like the android body parts and shit like that. It is incredibly difficult to make that kind of thing look realistic and believable, but, like, damn, they did a great job. Like, just in general, Alita herself is like a technical, like, special effects marvel. And of course, the motorball segments are amazing. I fucking love the motorball race near the end of the movie. That's such a fun race.
I still think it's called Murder Ball, but, you know, I'm not allowed to have an opinion on that one, so...
Canonically, it is motorball. But,
you can shut your fucking face. Anyway.
Also, I recently looked up a side-by-side comparison between the 1990s Alita OVA adapted from the manga and the movie, and sweet Jesus Christ, so much of the movie is just shot for shot the same.
Kevin, I just scrolled past a thread on our Harry Potter called "Why Don't Wizards and Witches Dual Wield Wands?" and now I'm rethinking reality.
That is a great question. Why don't they dual wield wands?
Because it takes focus to cast a spell, and you can't split your brain.
Yeah, I know. Also, wands in Harry Potter.
You can split your soul, just not your brain in that universe.
Yeah. Also, wands are quasi sentient, and they might not take kindly to cheating on them.
Yeah.
There's numerous reasons. Still, dual wielding wand foo.
Hey! Polyamorous wands have to exist, okay?
This is also why spells generally don't go, like, you know, they're more like semi-automatic spells as opposed to, like, you know, there's no spell that fires like a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Because it takes too much focus to cast a spell. No human has that kind of brain power, even the magic ones.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it makes enough sense.
Kevin, now I'm just imagining a polyamorous wand collector.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, this is polyamorous wand erasure.
Some guy's just like fucking holding up and gently caressing a wand and going like, I need you to know I'm in an open relationship. I'm seeing other wands.
God. Oh my God.
So good.
It's fucking funny.
Yep.
Thank you. But yeah, saw Alita on Thursday. Like, I just got like incredibly fucking bored, and I was just like scrolling through my list on HBO Max, and I'm like, what's a movie that's really short on here that I can just kill an hour and a half with? And I just scrolled past Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery, and I'm like, sure, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
That sounds like hot garbage, but you know what? It might have been like, tell us how it was. Just tell us how it was.
It's actually really fun. It's actually kind of awesome. Kiss are actually super-powered space wizards from another dimension.
I mean, we knew that, but
I mean, so is John Carmack, but
yeah.
Yeah, Kiss are super-powered space wizards from another dimension who use their powers to protect this magical black gem from an evil witch who is trying to resurrect a world destroyer. Like, it's kind of awesome, but Jello Apocalypse is right in that I'm not gonna say the last 10 minutes ruined the film like he did, but the last 10 minutes of the film absolutely deflate it like a cheap party balloon. I would actually recommend just stepping off right at the 68-minute mark and just save yourself the grief. It's worth it.
Yeah.
But like, damn, this movie's fun. It is a really, really fun movie. I do actually recommend watching it. It's a good time. It's a really good time. Also, yes, they did get Kiss to do most of the soundtrack, and it rocks!
I assume so.
The movie starts off with a rendition of Rock and Roll All Night, and the final battle is set to Detroit Rock City. I love it.
Nice.
It's so good. I actually really want to show both of you this movie. It's really fun. I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely just the Scooby-Doo writers going just balls to the wall insane with whatever the fuck
concept they were given.
With the concept they were given, and damn, you can tell they have had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, it's super fun. Highly recommended.
I can't help but notice in his day-by-day recap, he skipped Wednesday. What kind of criminal activities were you up to that day that you don't want to talk about?
Nothing. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing on Wednesday. That day for some reason has just like
Officer was amnesia. It wasn't me.
Someone. I swear to God, like my brain has just done bites the dust on Wednesday, and I can't remember a damn thing from it. It's just gone. Or Killer Queen, whichever one. But like, God, I don't remember Wednesday terribly well. I don't even know what the fuck I did on Wednesday.
I also don't think he knows what Killer Queen does, because that's bombs, Kevin. That's bombs.
Yeah, I know. But right, I'm thinking of King Crimson. Got King, Queen.
LMAO. Let's all point and laugh.
Fake fan.
Let's be real. We point and laugh at me on the regular. This is nothing new. Like, I'll take it. I'll just tank it.
I know.
It's like the 14th time in this podcast, and we're only like half hour in. Maybe.
23 minutes and 57 seconds.
Damn, that's averaging like one fuck you every 45 seconds or so.
Just about.
Yeah, that's a good ratio. Should keep that up.
L plus ratio, plus didn't learn Spinjitzu.
You did not learn Spinjitzu.
I did not learn Spinjitzu.
It's true. True fact, Wikipedia that.
Oh man, it's been a while since you said that.
If you ever have your own Wikipedia page, I'm going to actually add does not know Spinjitzu.
I will argue for that inclusion for the record. Like, if you do that, I will argue for the inclusion.
Mm-hmm. Just at the end of the initial summary, Kevin, notably, does not know Spinjitzu.
Notably. This is a notable fact of my life.
Yeah, it is. That's why I wrote it on your Wikipedia page.
Yeah, and like Friday I was just a depressed mess. Actually, Thursday I was also a depressed mess, but I was just like...
Actually, what the fuck? What's that? What's the wiki for like internet personalities? I forget what it's called.
The wiki for internet person... Isn't that just Wikipedia?
No, there's like no, you fucking idiot.
The celebrity
no,
wiki.
Yeah, there's like an e-celeb wiki. I forget what it's called. I think the requirements might be a little bit more loose on there. I think we have a better chance of getting on that one than actual Wikipedia.
Let me look it up. Hold it. I don't know. God, fuck that WikiTuber. I think
this does introduce an interesting question where it's like, is there like a council of worthiness at Wikipedia headquarters that determines who is important enough to get on Wikipedia?
They do have a vetting. I don't know, but there is like an entire vetting process for, at the very least, internet memes to get their own pages.
Who goes to Wikipedia for that when there's Know Your Meme?
There are actual Wikipedia pages dedicated to like entire internet memes. I'm not shitting you. There is a Wikipedia page for all your base or belong to us.
Let's go to the Pepe the Frog page and look at how inaccurate it probably is.
There is a Pepe the Frog page. There is a Wikipedia page for Pepe the Frog.
I bet it's full of misinformation.
Well, let's find out. Pepe the Frog is an internet meme.
Let's not. I don't want to get into it.
I was gonna say, we're doing the Reddit dive already, man. I wasn't ready. I don't have my pants on. Like, we're not fucking like shit.
Yeah, we'll at the very least wait on that one. We'll do a wiki dive before the Reddit dive.
Put a pin in that.
I'll remember.
Well, I don't know enough to correct them. I just assume it's full of misinformation.
I know. I might not know. I don't know. I haven't actually looked.
I never claimed to know. I just said they were wrong.
We can find out later, if you want.
I don't want to find out later.
Okay, fine.
Jeez, not every fucking offhand joke I make has to be its own dedicated segment.
It doesn't? Shit, what have I been doing this entire time?
So angry, so hostile.
Do you know us?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately. Fucking unfortunately.
Woof.
Jesus Christ.
Woof. Well, with that one, I'll just I'll just throw the baton in your general area, Saradin. What have you been doing?
Absolutely fucking nothing. No, I started a workout routine. I have to work out basically every day. Forever.
Yeah, like a couple of days you just tweeted, "Leg day sucks!"
Yeah, leg day sucks. Does leg day anyway.
I mean,
leg day does sucks.
I mean, you can't skip leg day. Otherwise you end up looking like Sonic Boom Knuckles the Echidna.
I wish I understood that reference. Anyway. Sorry, not a Sonic kid. If you came here for more Sonic content from Saradin, there's plenty of other places you can go for that. Anyway,
one guy out there snapping his fingers like, "Oh man,
oh man," like Slifer when I told him not to swipe anymore. Anyway, no, actually, when I told Slifer not to swipe anymore, he just responded, "Please don't kill my family."
Why'd you say Slifer? Why are you saying Slifer like Slifer the Sky Dragon? Like, what the fuck?
Swiper? I don't know. I don't watch children's TV. I'm 32 years old. You think I still watch Dora the Explorer? Fuck. Fuck, bud.
I never watched Dora the Explorer. I know who the fuck Swiper is.
Yeah, well, Shut up.
Pop cultural osmosis,
no,
bitch.
Anyway.
I was the guy who watched Dora the Explorer, ironically, so when she did the thing where she asked me a question, I could fill in the blank with whatever the fuck stupid answer I wanted.
And she'd be like, that's pretty
That's
good.
right!
Jesus Christ, you people have problems. Anyway,
Where's the barn?
Yeah, no, I started a workout regimen.
Can you find the barn?
And shout, "Up your ass!" And she'd be like, "That's right, good job." And I'd be like,
Jesus Christ.
that is the optimal way to watch Dora.
Good
Jesus
God.
Christ.
It's so funny in the moment. You had to be there.
No, I get it.
Well, children, I learned so much today. But Anyway, yeah, no, I started a new workout routine. It's been rather rough so far, but I'm already starting to gain a little bit of stamina. I'm able to jog further than I used to.
That's good. That's good.
So, could be a lot worse.
Getting those gains.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, like that's all I've really been doing. I downloaded some programs to help with video editing and stuff. I want to see what I can do to start getting into video editing a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, and just start working on that stuff. I also discovered, and nobody told me, and whoever didn't tell me, I had, and I'm coming for all of you. But there is I didn't this, but on Oculus, fucking they released Mist in full VR, and it's not like real Mist with it's not like real Mist with like just VR attached to it. It was built from the ground up for VR, so all the textures are the right sizes and stuff. Everything's properly detailed. Everything moves. Everything is interactable. It's really funny to me that that genre died out because it wasn't exciting enough, right? Like point and click adventures kind of died off because the demographic that was initially interested in them either aged out of computers or grew up and decided to start playing Call of Duty or whatever. And so those games no longer became popular. And with VR, we've kind of seen a resurgence in games like Myst, like slow walking simulator games with puzzles or interactive objects and stuff, because it's like the perfect kind of game for that environment. Like, as much as I love games like Robo Recall, they're kind of and Boneworks, they're kind of a clusterfuck because there's just too much going on, and you're dealing with not exactly the most precise control setup. But with
I do think you're talking about two different genres, though, because if you're talking about actual point and clicks, those did go away for a while before they came back. But if you're talking about like first-person narrative puzzle games, those kind of stuck around since Portal. There's been a ton of Portal-like since then.
It's mostly the point and click adventure kind of thing. But a lot of these games are seeing like that genre is becoming popular again because of the insurgence of like VR. And yeah, I know they're not actually point and clicks anymore, but like that kind of thing is starting to come back. And I think that like VR is the perfect platform for it, and so it's really nice to be able to see like something like Myst and a company like Cyan who made Abduction, which is a spiritual successor to Myst, and they added VR to it. I actually played that one in VR. It was very fun. The puzzles were not so difficult I couldn't solve them, but some of them were quite tricky and required a lot of thought, and my brain hurt after a while. But the one, I think if I had to critique one thing, learning the alien number system was the only thing I had to look up because I was all thumbs trying to figure it out. But after I looked that up, everything else fell into place. But Abduction was fantastic. It got rave reviews. They're working on another game called Firmament, I think. I don't know how far along they are, but in between they made a ground up version of Myst for Oculus, specifically Oculus, I think. That took what they learned from. It took everything that they learned from Abduction and just improved upon it. Like ladders are like you actually have to climb the ladders. You actually have to pull switches. And move around, and my favorite part is like to read all of the numerous journals and books and other stuff that fills in the lore. You actually have to hold the book with one hand and turn the pages with the other. It doesn't just like float in front of you. So it's like you're actually reading the book or whatever. Immersion. Yeah, it's pretty interesting the amount of immersion in it. My favorite the one thing I've wanted to do since I was a child and I played Myst and I was memorized by it was I've always wanted to be able to reach out and touch that page of that book and be teleported, and now I actually can, and it was literally a religious experience.
Dude, I was there when you did that for the first time, and it was honestly kind of adorable.
I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. But yeah, no. So I played that for a couple hours last night, and I got the full Myst experience because I ended up in that circumstance where I ended up in that damn circumstance where, you know, it's like, what the fuck does this lever do? I've been stuck here for 3 hours. Well, I literally was fiddling with. I literally ended up fiddling with a damn puzzle for probably over 2 hours last night, and I couldn't make any progress on it. I was just too tired at 2 a.m. brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I downloaded that. It's the first VR game I've played in quite a while that isn't named Beat Saber. So I'm glad I was able to find that, and I hope they do Riven next.
Yeah.
The other cool thing with this version is there was an option at the beginning for randomized puzzles, which I'm guessing that means all of the puzzles have randomized like answers to them.
Yeah.
And I'm also guessing that that just means that you can't just speed run the entire game by going the shortest route by solving all the puzzles without having to search for the hints. So I'm guessing what it does is it changes the solutions to the puzzles and then also the hints that it gives you. So you'll have to actually go through the game fresh every time to play through it, and I think I definitely want to try that.
That
and see
is
how that is
actually
afterwards.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, because people have seen the guides on this. They know the solutions to every puzzle at this point. So adding that is a nice way to actually give new life to a game that everyone basically knows at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've been impressed with that. It was it's been really fun so far, and I'm excited to play more this evening. Actually,
yeah.
I switched shifts at my job, which means I have to kind of dial back on magic for a while. At least I think I do, because not a lot of the stores here run stuff on the weekends. But it's less hours, but and then outside of all that stuff, I'm going camping next weekend for 3 days. We're going to do some fishing before the season gets too cold. And then I'll be doing all of the cooking, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Like Mickey Minaj, yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
Yeah, and then I have to come back. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. You all have to clean my dishes.
Yeah, basically Mickey Minaj.
Yeah. What? Anyway, but now I'll be going back. I'll be coming back and then basically showering and going straight to work afterwards, which is going to be awkward, but is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's really all I've been up to. I still haven't caught up with any fucking animes. I haven't seen Cyberpunk still. It's just I've been very out of the want to watch a whole lot of anime recently.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I want to, but then I always end up watching something stupid like Bar Rescue or Kitchen Nightmares instead.
We've been watching a lot of Bar Rescue lately.
Yeah, John Taffer is my spirit animal for those playing at home.
Dude, Zeke, you missed an episode the other night where like this dude had a pretty successful bar off the Vegas Strip in an area that had like a 51% ratio of like women living in the area, and like he actually had good business there for a while, but like he got obsessed with car racing, ended up getting into an accident that took him out for a while, broke both of his legs, and he flatlined on the table, but they managed to revive him. And like he decided to turn his bar into like a memorial of the sport that he can no longer enjoy, but you know he wants to remember the good old days, and just it drove all the women out of his bar. And like, oh god, there were so many problems with like the bar. Like the bartenders didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They couldn't mix a basic ass drink to save their life. Among many other things, the kitchen was a goddamn mess. I don't think they even turned on the fan up top so that like all the smoke went out. Like all the smoke just went out into the bar area. So like John Taffer comes in, he sees all of this bullshit, and he is just absolutely flabbergasted at how much of a mess everything is. And he's like, congratulations! There's like and there's like this fucking bronze bell hanging up behind him as one of the props, like just in the bar. He turns around just like, congratulations, ding, ding, ding! I want to congratulate you on having one of the worst fucking bars I've ever seen! Like, he just went all the way off.
And then he just straight up dropped the fucking mic and left after that.
Yeah, very next day he came in, I'm feeling calmer today.
He's had his beauty sleep.
Yeah. Pissed off John Taffer is actually very entertaining, but it's not the kind of thing you want to be on the receiving end of. Oh god, fuck! Bar Rescue is such fun TV. It's a fun show. It's a really fun show. I really enjoy watching it.
Yeah, that's all I've been up to. So somebody else take the hat.
I'm not a hat guy, but I'm here.
Oh yeah, we discussed this. Fine, take the talking pillow, just like that episode of Breaking Bad that Kevin hasn't seen.
Yeah. Look, man, I got 3.5 years before Netflix takes it off. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll get to it. It's only got like 62 episodes. Like it's fine.
65, I think.
No, 62. It didn't have a full 65. I checked.
Anyway.
It's a true fact. Wikipedia that.
Anyway. Yes, so I've been gaming. Electronic video gaming. I love hearing newscasters talk about video games like they're a new alien technology. Electronic video gaming. Particularly if they're British. Yeah, so I went through the rest of Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. That game fucking slaps.
Yeah, and you already liked the remake of the first Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, Destroy All Humans 2 is a lot. It's better. It makes the first game look a bit more like a tech demo. It has they sort of changed how it's structured. So Destroy All Humans 1 had 6 levels and missions would just kind of go back and forth between them a lot.
Yeah.
And they were kind of small, and there wasn't a whole lot to them outside of the missions and the challenges, which I didn't really like the challenges in that game because they were just really hard. In Destroy All Humans 2, there's 5 maps, but they're much bigger and they're more like hubs, and so they have like side missions on them and stuff. So there's only 5 levels, but they're much more distinct and fleshed out, and you spend a lot more time on them. So it's better from that perspective. It's a lot of fun. Controls really nice, looks really nice. Very funny. There's actually even the narrative is a lot better in 2, frankly. It has a nice narrative and it's very funny. Not if you're a pansy, this game will offend you. But
yeah, the story, words, and images contained within this may be shocking to the modern human brain.
Though the presentation has been upgraded, the content within remains a near identical clone.
God,
I love that screen.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's so weird to think something that released when I was 12 needs a fucking Looney Tunes collection-ass disclaimer on it, but...
Yeah, like, stuff that only released, like, 10, 15, 20 years ago is already beginning to need disclaimers being, like, you know, it was a product of its era, there's some stuff in here that's, you know, not considered acceptable by modern standards, you know, it's just kind of how it was, you gotta live with it, like, we're starting to get to that point. Because, like, there was a tweet I saw on Twitter the other day where someone just flipped out at a scene in Breaking Bad where Jesse says, you know, the F slur.
Faggot!
Yeah, that one. And someone just brought up the point of, it's kind of funny seeing Zoomers learn about what the world was like before they were born.
Yeah.
Like, The Office said the F slur on primetime network television. We're not very far removed from this. People in the comments are like, wow, I can't believe a meth dealer would say something problematic. And, like, it's not even that. This is 100% just a thing a guy would say 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's just a thing middle schoolers would say to each other.
Yeah, and, like, again, like, the Destroy All Humans remakes are, like, with a couple of, like, outstanding exceptions in terms of like, you know, the actual
Yeah,
content.
very small cuts. Yeah.
Yeah, like they are for the most part like 99.9% lavishly faithful recreations of the original games, complete with all of the original dialogue. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's some stuff in there that's, you know, pretty racy and raunchy by today's standards, but like back in the mid 2000s, that was just considered, you know, humor. That was just what humor was, what funny was.
Yeah.
I'm
But
pretty
I
sure
fucking love it. I fucking love it. It's so refreshing.
like it is nice actually being able to see a remake of an older game that just completely leans into the refuge and audacity that the older game had, that like the original had,
Yeah.
and just like runs with it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah, you can
like
tell.
it knows what the original game was like. It knows why it was successful, why it was popular, and why people wanted it back. And it just kind of leans
Yeah.
into it, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I really like that it's a remake by people who are not ashamed of what the originals were.
Yeah, yeah. Because like that's way too common a thing where it's like you'll have a remake, but they try to sand off as many rough edges as they can from, you know, all of the old content where it's like, ooh, that's not PC.
Yep.
Just take a file or two of it.
No, yeah, they embrace it here. There's actually some little touches that actually make it slightly more accentuated than the originals even. Which I deeply appreciate.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reprobed is a really fun game to go through. It might be one of my favorite games I've played this year.
Ooh. High praise.
Yeah. After the it's only had one patch so far, which definitely improved performance. There's still some issues. It still drops frames, and this might be. I don't think I've played a game that screen tears this much since Red Faction Armageddon.
Oh, ouch.
But it's still the patch made it run smoother, and it still plays pretty damn well. So
That's good to hear.
yeah, I could definitely see why this was 9th gen exclusive though, because I think this would have run like ass on old consoles.
I can definitely see why this remake of a PS2 game is a 9th gen exclusive. I'm sorry, I just need to point out how funny of a statement that is, even though I understand that like it's actually a massive like visual upgrade in terms of like the actual technology being used, like the rendering technology.
Yeah. Well, also it's Destroy All Humans, so like levels are big and they're full
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
They're just full of humans to destroy and buildings that can collapse and shit. Like it's like
Yep. God, that sounds
Yeah.
really fun.
yeah. I highly recommend both the remake and Reprobed. They're both really good, and according to the NVIDIA GeForce leak from last year, they've already greenlit a third game internally, which I don't know if it's going to be a completely original direction or a quasi remake of Path of the Furon. I'm excited to see what they do with that.
I would imagine it's probably a quasi remake of Path of the Furon, where like they take elements from it and they just kind of like they take a lot of elements, story,
Yeah.
gameplay things from it, and they like polish it up to make it work better.
Yeah, because I would like that. I would like it if it was a Path of the Furon do-over, because Path of the Furon is one of those games that was almost good, but was clearly Christmas rushed, and they didn't get to flesh it out and polish it as much as it needed to be. So it's actually one of those games that would be really nice to be remade, to get a proper creative do-over on that.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Wasn't Path of the Furon released next to like a separate Wii game or something?
Yeah, Big Willie Unleashed.
Yeah.
Big Willie Unleashed is less liked, especially since Big Willie Unleashed, there was a fucking union dispute or something, so they replaced the voice actors for Crypto and Pox.
Oh no, did they?
Yeah, those guys they came back for Path of the Furon, but in Big Willie Unleashed they're voiced by different people, and apparently they're written kind of out of character too. It's weird. I guess it was kind of like, well, the Wii is super fucking popular, but I don't think we can downport what we're working on with Path of the Furon to that. So they just kind of greenlit a separate project for the Wii, which was actually kind of common at the time.
It was, yeah. But like the thing that
Yeah, that was extremely common back then.
yeah.
My favorite example is the fucking Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, which can refer to 4 entirely different games. Like not even like remote, like only like barely similar by the virtue of being Prince of Persia games. Like there's the Wii version, there's the PS3 360 PC version, there's the PSP version, and then there's what was the other one? PSP, Wii, Next Gen,
DS.
DS, right. There's 4 entirely different fucking games called Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. They have their own
Wildly
gameplay
different.
systems, they have their own stories. It's you can learn more in my video about why the Prince of Persia franchise is so fucking confusing, where I go through every fucking Prince of Persia game, and there's more than you think there are.
Oh, there are so many.
Yeah, Prince of Persia is an immensely confusing franchise for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the examples I think of a lot when it comes to like games getting completely different separate versions made for the Wii compared to like to Xbox 360, PS3 is Sonic Unleashed, where the PS3 and 360 version was developed by Sonic Team, but the Wii version was developed by Dimps, who did the Sonic Rush games on DS. And, like, the gameplay in the Wii version is kind of similar to the 360 version, but, like, it has a lot of differences, and the level layouts are totally different, and, like, it has these weird motion controls included in the werehog stages, but, like, it still follows basically the exact same story as the 360 PS3 version, to the point where anytime a cutscene plays... Like anytime like a video cutscene plays on the Wii version, it literally is just a capture of the 360 version.
Yeah. I was gonna say though, if you're talking about like Wii specific bonus titles, like there's Sonic Colors right there.
Oh god. No, that was a little different actually. Yeah, okay. Sonic Colors has another thing about it entirely, because like Sonic Colors was developed for the Wii specifically, but there was an offshoot for the Nintendo DS that follows kind of a similar story, but has way more characters included, plays like the Sonic Rush games, and even has its own unique Wisp power-ups.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, in this comparison to Big Willy Unleashed, in companies making like standalone alternative Wii alternatives to other games, Sonic Colors kind of fits that mold.
Yeah, Sonic Colors was kind of like, the
Big Willy Unleashed of Sonic.
A little bit, because like let's try that again. It happened right in between Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations, and you can definitely tell because it was right after Sonic Team realized, okay, the werehog segments aren't working, but people really like the daytime stages, so let's make a game entirely based around the daytime stages. But it was a year before Sonic's, I think, 20th anniversary. Yeah, 20th anniversary. So they weren't... So, like, Generations just takes what they learned from Colors, and they just kind of, like, graph that onto remakes of older stages. From, like, Sonic 1, 2, 3, Adventure 2. So, like Sonic Colors is the middle ground between those two eras of Sonic.
Yeah.
God. Speaking of Sonic Colors, I have heard that the remaster has been significantly improved, so maybe next time that goes on sale, I'll buy it. Because I want to play Sonic Colors again. It's been a long ass time.
Distinct possibility.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see if Colors still holds up. Because like I remember really liking Colors when that released.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's Colors with even more colors.
It is. God, I still remember when people were like, "Oh, the remake looks so terrible. It's so contrasty," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It looks great.
I love contrast. Give me more contrast."
It's like, oh, the dark.
Most things don't have enough fucking contrast.
Oh, these parts of the stages are so dark. Yeah, and the same parts of the stages on the Wii version looked bland as shit. Stop complaining.
Contrast is dynamism. It's good.
It's like, people don't realize that just because it looks different doesn't mean it looks worse. Like, fucking Halo 2 Anniversary looks way the fuck different from Halo 2, but
Yeah.
people, like, fans of Halo tend to agree, it looks fundamentally better.
Yeah.
Because Halo 2 on Xbox had to get rushed out the door, and the graphics they had to take a sledgehammer to the graphics, because what they originally had for the like what Bungie originally had for Halo 2 on the Xbox was too much for the Xbox to handle. So they had to take a sledgehammer to the graphics like 6 months before release.
Mm-hmm.
So arguably, Halo 2A is closer to what Bungie wanted.
Oh, it's far and beyond what Bungie wanted, but yeah, I get your point.
Yeah.
Also, sorry I've been quiet. I know very little about Destroy All Humans or Sonic, so there's just been like no way for me to add a relevant opinion here.
You're good.
So,
Yeah. And then I've been playing more Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
that's a game I should try playing again soon.
Yeah.
Now that they've patched pretty much everything that's wrong with it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yep.
Or at least we hope they've patched everything that's wrong with it.
No, they have. It is
More or less.
basically how the game is now is how it is generally agreed how it should have launched. It's a more polished experience. It runs way better on basically every platform. Although the most recent 1.6 update is current gen exclusive, like the PS4 and Xbox One don't have it.
No, the 1.6 is the last update those are getting.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But still, they've.
I mean, the 6 people that are actually playing them on those consoles are going to be really upset.
But yeah, no. The 1.6 update is really good. The 1.6 update also adds a good chunk of content from Edge Runners.
Yeah. It's neat.
Like, if I remember correctly, don't they have like an entire quest line based around Edge Runners?
They might.
It's tied in there, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. There have been a lot of like I've ever since I finished Edge Runners, I've been getting recommended a bunch of like comparison videos between Edge Runners and 2077. God, it is astounding how accurate Edge Runners is to the game.
Well, because a lot of the backgrounds are just them looking at screenshots and tracing over it.
Or just copying it, yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's just so good that like you can actually.
Yeah, it has amazing brand synergy in it.
It really does.
Yeah, no, absolutely. From what I've seen of it so far.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Like it's just unfortunate. Like Cyberpunk is actually a really good game, probably.
Yeah.
But like it's just never going to go down in history as one because of its disastrous launch.
It's getting quite the second wind. It just surpassed Witcher 3 and peak player count on Steam.
It did.
That's good.
I would say that, like, post Edge Runners, I think this might be the rehabilitation of Cyberpunk's reputation that it needed.
Yeah.
Because, like, everybody, like, a lot of the people who really loved Edge Runners, and damn, Edge Runners was very successful, are going back to 2077 because they're like, damn, I want more of this world.
Yeah.
And like it's clearly paying dividends.
And then should go play the tabletop RPG. Smile.
That's true. More people are probably also playing Cyberpunk Red. I don't have any. There's no Steam spy for that, but I'm assuming so.
Yeah,
I played a one-shot campaign in that universe at a convention. It was really fun.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so I knew about Cyberpunk before it like became like the video game, and then when I saw that I was like, oh man, super hype, and it's made by a good company, this will be great. And then it BSOD'd my fucking computer on release day.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, interesting. Well, that's a memory overflow, and I don't know what's causing it. And then it did it twice more on the same exact day at the exact same point in the game. So hopefully they've patched all that shit. I've been scared to start up the game ever since because I do not want to have to go through a complete disc check every time I start up Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I want to point out, every time they released a patch from like 1.1 all the way to like 1.4, the patch notes were like fucking 9 pages long.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much that needed to get fixed.
Here's the article. Cyberpunk 2077 just passed all-time Steam peak concurrent players surpassing Witcher 3. Cyberpunk, at the time the article was written, had 104,827 concurrent peak players on Steam. And that's only on Steam.
Yeah, like that's not
It's
including.
it's getting quite the second wind.
Which again, that's fucking great. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I don't think I did not predict the Edge Runners would give it this much of a. I figured it would reinvigorate interest. I didn't think it would give it a complete second wind, like it had just come up again.
Oh, and would you look at that? It's Steam Deck compatible.
Yep. Probably doesn't
So-
run great, but it's fine.
So there's two TV shows I keep hearing whispers about, and yet in years I have not seen any updates from. So I believe the projects are either dead in the water or just in production hell. But the first one is apparently Amazon. I think it's Amazon. Is Amazon or Netflix is doing a Magic the Gathering TV show, which I'm not sure how well that's going to go over.
Haven't heard about that.
Considering the lore of Magic is incredibly convoluted. Like, if you want to focus on one story, like maybe do the original Phyrexian versus the Coalition War with Urza and stuff, that would be awesome. And then leave with it after the Legacy Weapon fires, the Weatherlight goes down, and then Karn fucks off to go create Mirrodin. Like, that might be a good place to end the show. There's lots of little micro stories in that universe you could tell, but trying to tell the entire story of Magic's history would be like trying to tell the entire story of Silver Age, like X-Men in like so it would just be convoluted and a giant mess. So like focusing on one specific story, probably something that everybody recognizes, like one of the older stories. Also, they were better written. No offense to the new writers, but the older stuff was just written better when they had less lore to work with. It was just tighter writing. So I've heard a lot of news about that. But then they wouldn't be able to have Jace in it, and Jace is like the poster boy for fucking Magic the Gathering. Either that or Nicol Bolas, and the Weatherlight Saga doesn't, or I'm sorry, the Coalition Wars has nothing to do with Nicol Bolas, or very little to do with Nicol Bolas, and nothing to do with Jace, because Jace wasn't even born yet. Yeah. So it would it would have to be a Jace centric story, I think. But like, I don't know what they would do with that. It seems like a writing nightmare, a writing and adaptation nightmare. So I've heard about that. About 5 years ago, and then I heard more information about it about 2 years ago, and I haven't heard shit since. And then the other one was there have been several attempts to make a Myst TV show, which wouldn't be watching some guy fiddle with levers for 4 hours, for 12 hours. It would probably tell the story of Atris growing up or whatever, because that's all been well documented in one of the books called the Book of Atris. And that's a really interesting story. It would have awesome opportunities for lore and world building and understanding the magic behind writing ages and stuff like that. It would also have kind of a dark ending with how Gen became a megalomaniac, kidnapped Atris's wife, and it would end with the famous scene from the beginning of the first Myst game, where Atris is trying to escape Gen, and the book falls into the protagonist's hands. And like, that would be how I would run the show, but a couple of times I've heard whispers even up until last year about the show being developed, and no news ever since about it. And my question is, like, I'm glad that it's on streaming services and not going to try to be on like regular TV, because who the fuck's going to watch a show about Myst? I've also heard of a Legend of Zelda TV show that's being developed by someone.
Netflix,
by Netflix, and I don't know how that one's going to go either.
I feel like I've been hearing about that for 6 years, so that feels like vaporware at this point.
Well, from what I understand, and this comes from somebody that did work within Netflix at one point, that like after the leak, like Nintendo was working with Netflix on a Zelda TV show, but after the leak, like the content leak saying that there was a Zelda TV show in production, Nintendo like immediately scrapped the project because they were like, you people have fucking terrible internal security, to the point where like people are already know that we're making this and we haven't even done anything yet. So like, we're off. Like,
I guess I will say that about Nintendo. They have pretty tight internal security.
They're very good at that, yeah.
Yeah, they're very tight-lipped.
Like, Nintendo is very, very secretive and very protective of their internal projects, to the point where, like, I love how, like, that fucking rumor from a couple years ago, where it's like, oh, Pikmin 4 is nearly completed. They're just waiting to announce it, and like it just now got announced, and it's very clearly like a little bit far off from being completed.
Yeah.
Like it's still got like 8 months of development left.
I think that was based on the fact that Nintendo does keep completed projects in the vault for a while to release in slow quarters, like they did with Pikmin 3 Ultimate, which was finished for like a year before they put it out.
I think they were probably looking at Pikmin 3 and thought it was Pikmin 4.
Yeah, who hasn't fucking confused a 3 for a 4 every now and then? Come on. Give them a break.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm trying to not. I spent most of my money on my laptop and related accessories. So I am trying to focus mostly on games I already own.
Yeah.
So I'm going through Cyberpunk. I'm gonna fucking finish Hawk at some point, but it's annoying me. I want to go back to Metro Exodus. That's something I want to do soon.
I finished that game. It was really fun.
Oh, I remember what we did on Wednesday. We watched fucking Raid.
Oh yeah, you did do that.
Yeah, we did do that. That's a fun movie. That's a really good movie.
Yeah, you were doing that. I was destroying all humans.
You were.
Yeah. And then also in 10 days, fucking Overwatch 2 comes out and will probably consume my life for that entire month.
I'll be there too.
Yeah, we'll be there together. You gotta get a fucking
I know.
mouse.
Don't gotta tell me that twice.
Or if Justin doesn't mind, you can play on a console with me. One or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah, I mean it's free. Like maybe all you'd have to do is sacrifice some of his storage space.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is at a premium on PS5.
It kind of is. Kind of is.
I would understand if he didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that's probably gonna do it for this this segment.
All right.
All right, we'll catch you after the break. Hi, welcome to the Reddit Dive. We're the fucks.
That you know.
Well, I mean, I don't want to alienate.
You don't know me.
I don't want to alienate new listeners.
You don't know me.
This beer's
You don't know
Beer's
shit.
about to know me though.
We're the fucks you either know are about to know, or you're clicking off right now. Don't go. Don't. Hey, stop it.
Also, my dude, it's not even 2 p.m. and you're already cracking open a cold one.
It's 6 p.m. somewhere. Shut the fuck up.
All right. You got me there. You got me there.
Yep. Fair point.
I can't argue with him. He's right.
Yep. All right. It's time for the Reddit Dive.
Woo!
Kevin, I want you to start this off, and I want you to read this 5-star Amazon review.
This is a new one. Okay. We've never done that before.
Read this in whatever tone you think is appropriate.
God. Oh, you gotta give me a second on this one. Woof. Alright. This bra ruins marriages. Bought this for my wife at her request because we share an Amazon account. Since Amazon keeps asking me for a review, here it is. The sports bra is amazing so far and does its job really well, which pisses me off. My wife has huge tits, but when she wears the Brooks sports bra for her runs, it keeps those amazing things squashed down and in place. It's a travesty, really. Borderline blasphemy to boobs everywhere. Does it support? Yes. Does it hold everything in place? Yes. Is it comfortable? Yes. But as a husband, I hate it. No longer do I have the desire to run with my wife and watch her bounce around the track. I I've lost all motivation to run and or exercise altogether. This bra is ruining my health. I would ask for a refund, but that would mean she would have to send it back. And honestly, I think she would rather cut me to little pieces and ship me back to Brooks rather than give this bra back. So in conclusion, well played, Brooks. You've screwed up an 18-year marriage and caused me to give up one of the few things at this point that I still enjoyed. Watching my beautiful wife's boobs bounce when she runs. I hope you're all happy. Christ.
That's just
5 stars.
excellent.
5 stars.
That's great. I give that review 5 stars.
Oh my god. I love how his main motivation for going out and exercising was watching his wife's boobs bounce around.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I get that. I get it. Buddy, bro, my man.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. Come on. Oh, that was fun. God, I love reading shit like that where people just get like unreasonably angry at incredibly petty shit. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Entertaining is what it is.
It sure be dough.
I hope you're all happy. You've ruined an 18-year marriage with your sports bra. It's too good.
Let's see here.
Oh my god.
This man, this man, I'm not sure if he has his priorities right or wrong here.
I'll read this one.
It is difficult to parse.
Am I the asshole for sending my son to school with less food and explicitly telling him not to share with his best friend?
Huh.
This situation began a year ago and blew up in our faces last week. My son Gregory is 13 years old. He just began the 8th grade. His friend Peter, also 13, began the 8th grade as well. Gregory and Peter have been friends since elementary school. Last year, I noticed Gregory would be ravenously hungry after school every day. He'd come home and eat a frozen dinner or something, then help himself to seconds at dinner time. I chalked this up to him being a 12-year-old boy and let it be. Something about the situation was nagging at me, though, and while Gregory wasn't clear about why at first, he eventually came clean. Peter was being sent to school every day with no lunch. It looks to me like a typical case of neglectful and unfit parents. The one time that Gregory went to their house, he came home with comments about it smelling really bad and that Peter's parents locked themselves in the garage for hours. Feeling bad for Peter, I decided to discreetly begin giving Gregory more food every day, just about doubling all his food. Over time, I became less discreet and began packing a separate lunch for Peter. I was never thanked for this by anyone, but I knew Peter was eating the food I sent. This year, though, things are different. Money is tighter for personal reasons, and frankly, with how expensive things are, I've decided not to spend exorbitant amounts of money supporting someone else's child. I sat Gregory down and told him that I would be packing him one lunch, which is for him and him alone. I made this extremely clear, do not share with anyone, and that includes Peter. Gregory followed my instructions until one day last week I got a phone call from Peter's mother. She was livid that I had cut Peter off without a single word. I asked her when it became my responsibility to feed her son, and she responded that if she had known I wasn't sending Gregory to school with too much food, she would have handled it herself. I asked if she remembered why I began sending him to school with 2 lunches in the first place, and she hung up on me. I feel conflicted. I know I'm having my kindness thrown back in my face, but did I approach this situation incorrectly?
Huh. Ooh, this one's complicated. Oh man, I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on. Whoa. Oh god. Okay, so like,
Take your time.
you supported your son's friend for a long period when his parents were being highly neglectful. But like after I understand the whole thing about like money being tight and you needing to like his parents should have been feeding him and sending him to school with lunch in the first place, and you are completely correct about that. So, and like, you're also correct in that it's not necessarily your responsibility here.
Yeah.
You have to take care of your son. You have to take care of your family. You were doing this out of the kindness of your own heart and because, you had the means to do it at the time. So I'm not going to begrudge you terribly much for being like, hey, kid, money's tight. We can't really handle, I can't really handle sending you to school with 2 lunches. So I'm going to have to only do 1 and you're going to have to stop sharing. Like, it's a hard fact of reality that when money gets tight, when you lose that kind of financial ability to support people outside your means, that you have to make difficult decisions, and that was probably one of them.
Yeah.
What really gets me here is what's the name of the friend here again?
Peter.
Yeah, what gets me here is Peter's mom calling you up specifically, being like, "How dare you cut off my son?"
Yeah.
And you told her off, quite rightly, that it was not your responsibility in the first place, and you were doing it out of the goodness of your own heart, and because you had the means to do it. But you don't anymore, and it's not your responsibility to begin with. And the fact that she just hung up when you brought this up means that she knows she fucked up. She doesn't want to admit it. So, I'm gonna say not the asshole.
Yeah. Not the asshole. I feel like there's more that needs to be done here. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Someone somewhere needs to be contacted about this situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to begrudge you for not being able to provide the kindness you used to. So yeah, not the asshole.
Yeah, no. Peter is absolutely being neglected by his parents, possibly abused. So, like, you did what you could while you had the ability to, and massive props to you for doing that.
Yeah. Not the asshole.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say not the asshole. And that's simply because of the intent here.
Yeah.
Like I think being an asshole requires intent.
And like you at the very least sat down your son and made it very clear you could not support Peter anymore. Like you made it clear that money was tight and you couldn't do that anymore. You didn't just you weren't a passive-aggressive bitch about it. You were very clear. You communicated. And, you did everything that you could. So, I'm not gonna fucking fault you for that one. Shit.
Yeah.
All right. Am I the asshole for not wanting my friend, 21 female, that she was going to a pig party? Okay, what is
not warning.
Yeah, am I the asshole for not warning my friend, 21 female, that she was going to a pig party? Okay, I have many questions. Let's short one too.
Hopefully this will provide answers.
All right, so I have 3 very close girlfriends. Must be nice. They're the only women I regularly hang out with. Most of my circle is other guys. I feel like I'm obligated to look after my girlfriends when it comes to the guys they date and warn them if I know the guy is shitty. I don't think this is overstepping, as if I was getting involved with a terrible woman, I would want them to tell me if they knew. I don't know. Do they agree that they want you looking over the shoulder? Anyway, I've done this since I've known them, and I've saved them from many heartbreaks. Burning private.
He's saying he's spared them STDs.
Okay, I thought that's what was going on, but the phrasing there threw me off. Burning privates and from being led on. One of the girls is pretty appreciative. She knows that I'm not just trying to keep her single and that I want to make sure she doesn't get hurt. The other 2 are less receptive and often get pissed at me when I tell them. One in particular told me to stop after in August. She was talking to a guy I knew, and I knew he had at least one girlfriend, and somehow I was the bad guy. So I have since stopped, and she is talking to a new guy who I know is bad news. He is in a frat that holds a pig party every so often around this time. This is a tradition that's really only known by guys in the frat, and the poor girls they humiliate who don't usually speak up for obvious reasons. I only know because another close friend of mine is in said frat, and let me know they're gearing up for a pig party. So I saw it as 2 scenarios. She either dated a guy that participated in this, or she ends up a pig, which, with love to her, that seemed to be most likely. What this is written so strangely. But as she wished, I said nothing. When the actual party comes, turns out I was right. She was the guy's pig. She's utterly humiliated and distraught. I mentioned offhand through a text that I thought this was probably going to happen, and now everyone is mad at me. I feel like it's unfair. I didn't do it, and she told me not to tell her, but here I am. Am I the asshole? Edit. The text wasn't to her; it was to another friend. And it was sent to her.
So,
Oh,
in case any viewers don't know, a pig party is a party in which only girls who are overly obese are invited. They are invited for the purpose of getting drunk and getting plowed.
Oh.
It is a cruel event, typically in a college setting, in which gentlemen compete to see who can attend with the ugliest date.
Oh no. Oh. Yeah, that's bad.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you are the asshole. And that's because sometimes to be a good person, you have to bring things to people's tables that are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's not comfortable with you constantly advising her on boyfriends and stuff, that's one thing. But if you think she's actually in danger of being mortified, humiliated, raped, or sexually abused, which seems to be like what this party is designed to do, is to get a girl so drunk she can't say no, and then sexually
there's something unsavory going on.
Like you have an obligation as a citizen and as a friend to speak up, regardless of whether or not she wants to hear it.
Also, did you misspeak?
Well, I respect.
Did you intend to say you're not the asshole?
No, I'm saying you are the asshole.
Okay.
Because you didn't speak up.
Right.
And so the thing is like you are the asshole because you knew your friend would harm, or you thought your friend would come to harm, and you didn't speak up.
Yeah.
And because she wasn't warned, she fell into a trap where she was essentially abused.
Yeah.
And so, there's I don't care if the person is adamant against you saying it, you still have an obligation to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that you tried to respect her boundaries, but this is one of those cases where her boundaries don't mean shit if she's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm understanding the situation correctly, I think he was probably fucked no matter what he did. I mean,
maybe, but that doesn't mean you still don't do it. You take the L and you do the right thing.
Yeah.
That's how I was.
I agree. I just think I just wouldn't want to be in this guy's shoes, because I think they're going to be mad at him either way.
It's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations. But
my thing is, would they be more mad at him because he, disagreed with her, or warned her despite she saying she didn't want to, and then she doesn't get hurt, and then you hear about another girl getting the treatment, and then you're like, wow, thank you for saving me from that. Do you think they'd be more mad at him for that, or more mad at him for what he actually did, which was let her go be abused?
Yeah.
I don't know these people well enough to say that, but
I don't know either. But like
the fact that he's in that position at all makes me want to vote everyone sucks here.
Yeah, of course. I also don't know
true.
how pushy he was being before. With the advice. So
how overbearing?
I
mean, we only have his testimony on that, so
yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
so,
info.
but my feed on this is, if you knew your friend had the potential to be abused, you should warn them against that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what their feelings are on the topic. Their feelings don't fucking matter. Their safety does.
Yeah.
An individual's safety always, safety and sanctity always outweighs their personal feelings on the matter. So, in my opinion, I would not have done this. I would have been like, "Yo, you gonna get raped? Don't go."
Yeah.
And because he didn't speak up, she did get abused. So you're kind of the asshole for that.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't like this boy who cried wolf scenario that they have thrust upon him. I don't know enough.
I don't either. Like, I'm gonna say you're the asshole, but I'm also gonna say they're assholes. Like, everybody sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my vote. Is everybody sucks?
Everybody
like,
sucks,
if they're mad, like they shouldn't put up that wall there and say, I don't want any advice ever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you still should have been the bigger man and spoken up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody sucks. Let's move on.
Yep.
Let's see here. Kevin, read this one.
Alrighty then. Am I the asshole for feeding my dog table... Am I the asshole for feeding my dog table scraps from a dinner my boyfriend made for us? I, 24F, have been dating Jay, 28M, for 4 months. He is handsome, smart, funny, well-educated, has an awesome job, and is a sweetheart. Sunday, he had a whole day planned for us. We were going to go We were going to go walk a nature trail and then go back to his place for dinner he was making. I was so excited because it was going to be the first time I'd be at his house. Since we were hiking, he said I could bring my dog Shelby with us. He made us a roast and some vegetables for dinner. I finished my plate before Jay did and took it to the kitchen. There was still about half the roast left, and it was close to Shelby's dinner time, so I took half the roast and some still raw vegetables from the fridge to put on a plate for Shelby. I was carrying the plate to the back door with Shelby to feed her outside, and Jay asked me what I was doing. I told him feeding Shelby. Jay said something like, "Well, that's not dog food." Jay knows I mainly feed Shelby a raw diet. I opened the door to put the plate down for Shelby, and Jay got up, took the plate away from her, went to the kitchen, and came back with it wrapped up in tinfoil and told me to leave. His excuse was that he made dinner for me and him, not me, him, and my dog, and that I should have asked before I helped myself since he would have used his leftovers. I did leave, but not before telling them that he made the meal for us so I could do with some of it as I pleased, and he knew damn well how I feed Shelby. I tried talking to my friend about it later that night, but she said Jay was right to be upset, but this friend has never really approved of how I treat my own dog, so I feel like she was probably a bit biased and the wrong person to ask. Am I the asshole for just feeding my dog like I normally would?
Well, you used his food, so...
You used his food that he made for you, not your dog, without permission, without asking, and got upset when he didn't like that you took his food without asking.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
the
this is
asshole.
basically. Yeah, I mean, this is basically. Let's throw out the fact that they're dating for a second. This is going over to someone's house. They cook you dinner, and then you go over to the kitchen. You take their leftovers and feed your dog with it.
Yep.
It's kind of a dick move.
It's a total dick move.
Yeah, like a lot of people are getting hung up on the minutia of dating or whatever, but that's completely irrelevant.
That's like fucking, like, that's not even a part of the equation at this point. It is literally just you taking other people's food and feeding your dog with it.
And she has some fucking clarification here where she's debating the people that are just like, you can't feed a dog vegetables, and she's like, oh yes you can. I'm like, that's not the point either. So skip that. You can read the update though.
Yeah. Update. I accept that I'm the asshole for what I said and did to Jay. Some of these responses were harsh, but I see now and why I was entitled. Thanks to people that responded to the actual issue. Others going on about her diet, thanks for the concern, but I came here to ask about Jay, not get into a debate about dog foods.
No, Reddit.
Shelby's been on her diet for 6 years and is a healthy and active puppo. That is all
I don't think... look, okay, first of all, a dog that's over 6 years old, you can't call them a puppy anymore.
Yeah, that's just a dog. That's all I and my vet need to know. As for Jay, I apologized to him, and he did accept my apology, but he broke it off. Good call. He said it was the last straw for him over me doing things without asking first. Oh, this wasn't the first time. Ooh. Oh, this had a history. Ooh.
Yep.
He has talked to me about taking things off his plate or his drink without asking before. I've tried to do better, but keep slipping up. I didn't realize I was the bad guy about it, so I'm going to work on myself for the next guy. For people that said not going to his place for 4 months was a red flag, that was my decision that he respected. I don't want to go to someone's house or them know where I live for the first few months of dating and getting to know each other.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you should have worked on that a lot faster and a lot more actively before it became this big of a fucking problem. So... you're the asshole, but at the very least you understand that you were the asshole and you're trying to do better for the next boyfriend you have.
I mean, I only know about this incident, but unless Jay is a very prissy person, I can only imagine how much you've gradually pissed him off with behavior like this.
Yeah, no, like, judging from what she said and Jay's very, very terse reaction, I would say that there's definitely a history of her doing shit like this, being entitled to
Yeah.
his, stuff.
Yeah.
And, that was probably just the last straw at
Yeah,
the
and
end.
yeah, and some people might be like, well, it's just food, but it's like, well, it means something more than that. It's an inability to respect boundaries.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how petty it is. That it's just like, oh, it's just table scraps or leftovers. It is someone else's property. It is something that belongs to someone else that they put their effort, blood, sweat, and tears into making. So, like, you have
Don't put any of that stuff in food, by the way.
yeah,
It's not
but like,
sanitary.
you have an obligation as a friend, a partner, a decent human being, to not be entitled to their shit and to respect the boundaries that they put up.
Sure. Anyway.
And she didn't respect that. So
Yeah,
she was the
YTA, but
asshole,
she
yeah.
knows. YTA, but she knows that.
Yep, she knows that now.
Yep, pretty much.
Medium Tifu time.
Ooh.
Today I fucked up by coming in the sink instead of sinking in the cum.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. What the fuck was that headline?
Elaborate, please.
The
Can we
story
not?
the story starts at a party at my parents' house.
Welcome to my parents' house.
My friends and I are chilling, getting drunk, and smoking weed. All is calm until one of my friends starts retching. We walk him to the bathroom, but he doesn't make it to the toilet and ends up puking in the sink. Not a big deal, we thought. After spending like 10 minutes cleaning the sink, everything seemed to be fine. Weeks passed, and I'd all but forgotten about this incident. When this took place, I lived in a rather hot country, so instead of jerking off in the bathroom, which would get incredibly hot, I'd do it on my bed and wash the splooge off my hands in the sink. I'd keep doing this for a couple of months until I went on vacation with my family for a week. When I got back, my bathroom emanated this unholy stench I could not locate the source of. Didn't think too much of it, but used a lot of air freshener and moved on. I also noticed that my sink wasn't draining properly, and any water in it would take a couple of minutes to go down the drain. How I didn't connect the dots by this point is beyond me. I asked my mother to call a plumber to fix my sink. The next day the plumber shows up and I show him my sink, and that's when shit truly hit the fan. He opened up the pipe and immediately started oozing this toxic mixture of puke, cum, and maggots. At this point the stench was so harsh I was about to pass out. Plumber Man couldn't handle it either and threw up in the toilet. I thought this was the end, that Plumber Man and I were done for, but no, my hero, my knight in shining armor, Mr. Plumber Man, managed to get everything out of the pipe and flush it down the toilet, his eyes watering and throat retching. The stench finally began to die down. It was all over. I tipped him with everything I had in my wallet. That plumber had been coming to our house for ages, but I never saw him again. Godspeed, Mr. Plumber Man. So now that the story is over, what have we learned? I, for one, believe the main takeaway is that if someone asks the question, would you rather cum in the sink or sink in the cum, you should confidently respond with sink in the cum. TLDR, I unintentionally created a biohazard in my sink pipe and nearly killed myself and a plumber because of it.
Oh, God.
That shit's just wild.
Wow. Oh, God. The moment he said he started just washing it off in the sink, I was like, I know exactly where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, that's pretty firmly in the medium Tifu category, I'd say. It's pretty bad, but it's not, like, life-alteringly terrible.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Oh, God, that is pretty bad. Ugh. Yikes.
That's just unbelievable. Like, why would you broadcast that? Why would you share that with people?
Some people do not have inhibitions.
Love how he saw the opportunity to use the meme and just went with it.
Yeah.
Respect. Ah, God. Ah, that shit's way too damn funny.
I sent you one.
So you did.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for getting my neighbor's car towed? Also, he spelled neighbors weird, which means he must be British.
British alert! British alert!
British alert!
I, female 30, recently inherited a terraced house off of my late child's free aunt. Sorry, not my late child's free aunt. Sorry. Anyway,
that aunt free.
Anyway, with the
No,
housing market
that
being
had
what
at
it
least
is, I've decided-
50% off.
I'm reading the story. With the housing market being what it is, I've decided to move into the house permanently for the foreseeable future. It's a lovely house in a nice area, so why not? It has a driveway, which is pretty neat, but there's only one problem. One of the neighbors, female 35, keeps parking in the driveway. I talked to her politely about it, and she explained that my aunt used to let her park in the driveway because my aunt didn't have a car, whereas she and her husband have had a car each, and their driveway can only fit one car. I do not drive either, but the reason I don't want her parking there is that I'm disabled and use crutches to get around. When the neighbor parks in the driveway, man, she's disabled and British? What a fucking terrible life. The space around her car is quite narrow, which makes it very difficult for me to get to my own front door and puts me at risk of injury. I tried to explain this to the neighbor and ask her if she could please find somewhere else to park her car. She seemed to understand but didn't promise anything. Well, she kept parking in the driveway. I talked to her again and she said she can't park anywhere else because it would be too far to walk to their house, and she said they have 3 young children who frequently travel in her car. I got kind of annoyed because I felt like she just didn't want to change her habits, she felt like she just didn't want to change her habits. But I'm a bit shy and not good at confrontation, so I told her I hope she can figure something out that doesn't involve parking in my driveway. Well, a few days ago when I was coming home from work, she had parked her car in my driveway again. This time her car was parked really forward and super close to my front door, making it pretty much impossible for me to get down into my own house. Even an able-bodied person wouldn't be able to get in. There was no space to even open the front door. It opens outwards. Here's what probably made me the asshole. I was really angry and tired of the situation, so without trying to talk to the neighbor again, I called the police on a non-emergency number, explained the situation, and they showed up and towed my neighbor's car. Obviously, she was pissed as fuck when she found out and showed up on my door the next day. She said I'm inconsiderate and should learn how to compromise, and that if I asked her to, she would have removed her car. I don't believe her.
So
Well, there you go. She wouldn't have moved her car.
She should have moved her car. That's just it. She should have moved her car.
Yeah, the compromise here is her not parking on your property.
You're not the asshole. You made it incredibly clear to her over a long period of time. You don't want her parking in your driveway anymore because it is inconvenient and highly dangerous for you, being disabled with crutches, and you have explained this to her very clearly that it is a hazard to you, and she clearly does not care. And not only did she keep doing it, she parked her car seemingly in a way to spite you specifically, to keep you from getting inside of your door, because like she already knows that you're disabled and you have trouble getting in there already. So like it just seems to me like she did that last one on purpose, but that's just conjecture. But I wouldn't put it past her at this point. So like you had no other option, and hey, you made your point. Stop parking your car there, bitch. You're not the asshole. Like, in your situation, I would have done the same thing. Fuck. It's just like, you know what? Yeah. Fuck it. I'm sick of this. Police, come tow this bitch's car.
Yeah, but you gotta say that in a British accent.
Hey, copper! Hey, copper, come tow this cunt!
Yep. Yes. Not the asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the asshole.
Am I the asshole for refusing to share my sanitary pads with my stepdaughter? Throw away, because my stepdaughter watches those Aita TikToks at the dinner table, and I don't want her to find this, and I changed the names for obvious reasons.
Okay.
I, 29F, have been married to quote-unquote Mark for 4 years, and we've dated for 3 years. Quote-unquote Mark has a daughter, quote-unquote Jess, from a previous relationship, whom he's the custodian parent of. I always try to be there for quote-unquote Jess as a best friend more than a motherly figure, as it seems more appropriate due to the age gap between me and her. Oh, Jess is 16F, if I didn't read that part.
Okay.
According to quote-unquote Jess, recently, Monday or Tuesday, she got her first period, but at 16?
Wow, late bloomer.
Interesting. Interesting. But she didn't tell me for reasons she won't say, but I'm going to make the assumption that she didn't tell me out of embarrassment. Anyway, following the timeline, before the day she started, Sunday, I went shopping for personal hygiene products and brought 2 boxes of sanitary pads as my own menstrual cycle was nearing and left them in mine and quote-unquote Mark's bathroom. Anyway, my underwear started spotting Tuesday, and that's when I noticed a whole pack of pads were gone from the bathroom. Of course, quote-unquote Jess being the only other woman in the house, I went to her room. Here's where I may be the asshole. I asked quote-unquote Jess where she'd taken the box of sanitary pads in mine and her dad's bathroom, to which she denied in embarrassment. With my periods being heavy and painful and my hormones all over the place, I accused her of lying, seeing the box on her beside table. I think they meant bedside. To which she answered she didn't have the energy to argue back, until her dad came up to see what was all the commotion, to which I told him about the missing sanitary pads, and him seemingly being awkward about the situation and saying it shouldn't matter if quote-unquote Jess took my, quote, female products, and I was making drama out of nothing. I left the room before angrily telling quote-unquote Jess that if she wants sanitary pads to get her dad to pay for them, or at least ask me to get them in the future, and took the rest of the box of pads with me. Please note that I hate sharing things with people, and it's not that I'm snobby or self-centered, I just don't like sharing my stuff. It's as simple as that.
Huh.
Are they the asshole?
I mean, she...
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy. She just...
Reddit...
I was going to say, give us something to jump off of, because I feel really uncomfortable for you an asshole concerning a situation with feminine hygiene products.
Yeah, like this
Right.
is
Well,
so far out of
Because
my wheelhouse.
because any chance I have as a straight hetero white male of making any kind of opinion and not being ratioed to death is very minimal. So I'm just going to comment on other people's opinions on this one.
Don't worry, we need to have viewers for you to get ratioed.
Hey.
Fair point.
Top comment, you're the asshole. If she lives with you, you are the step-parent. You sound like a 5-year-old. Don't want to share? Go back to kindergarten, learn a very basic lesson. What is your solution to never share anything with her, even your husband? Wow. I also thought the use of the word share was very telling. Parents don't share resources, we provide them.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, you're not being a good step-parent.
Yeah, that's... yeah. Yeah, you're the ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, my takeaway from this is that there's Aita TikToks.
That's also a good point.
Yeah, that one that was a surprise to me as well.
Weird. Anyway, you're the asshole. Cut and dry. I don't have much else to say about that.
L plus ratio.
Whose turn is it next?
Mine.
Yeah, okay.
Technically speaking, it was mine last time, but you just skipped over me, so I'm good. So, yeah.
No, I didn't. We just started in a weird order.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to have access to my inheritance? Well, it's your inheritance, so I don't know. My mother passed away last year, and the entire process is about to come to an end in just a few weeks. For the past 6 months, my husband has been looking at a multitude of things that on a regular day we definitely can't afford. He'd have to use credit or save up for weeks or months. A person can wish for stuff or want to work towards a treat for themselves, but he hasn't made an effort to save up for these expensive purchases. Instead, he's been asking for updates on the legal process and asking how much longer it's going to take. He's even asked me several times about an estimated amount. I've given him very little to no information because at this time, things can still drastically change, with the creditor popping up and saying that the money is owed or etc. He's not the most responsible person with money, clearly. I've managed the finances full-time for the past 3 years straight. He used to manage our finances, but he has a history of sabotaging our financial goals and blowing our budgets. Clearly. My intention is to use half of my inheritance to move our family into a house, then save 40% to help my children in the future, like graduations, colleges, trips, their first cars, etc., and have a small emergency fund. Something we couldn't do before because my husband kept giving money to his side of the family / to help them with bills, groceries, legal troubles, etc. Draining our accounts and leading our family to homelessness 3 separate times. Oh. Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, not the asshole. Not the fucking asshole. Okay. Yeah, no, that pretty much clinches it there.
No,
Whoa.
definitely not.
Holy fuck. No.
But somebody is gaslighting you hard to believe you are.
I must be a bull in a matador ring because I'm seeing red flags.
I understand that if it's family, you have to try and help somehow, but letting your 3 children and wife become homeless because an adult family member couldn't be responsible enough to pay their own bills or got into legal trouble is a hard thing for me to fully understand. I really don't want to wake up one day and find out that every cent has been spent behind my back. I'd like to open an account in my name and follow through with the plan I mentioned above. He has made it clear that he intends to buy a new vehicle, tech, game system, and other items just for him, not our children or to improve our family's future. When I talk about
what a weird thing to tell someone you want their money for.
When I talk about investing or saving, he says that life is too short for that. I told him that it wasn't about us, it was about our children. And his response was that when our children become adults, they should work for what they want. That statement seems backwards considering his actions as of late. I know for sure that if his parents pass, we will have to... What the... There's a bug on my microphone. Get off. Fuck. Sorry, that was annoying me. This statement seems backwards considering his actions as of late. I know for sure that if his parents pass, we will have to pay off their debts and cover all of the unknown costs out of pocket. Financially speaking, started my marriage with my husband completely debt-free, and I have worked for years to finally get him to be debt-free as well. But over the past 10 years, he's paid off his parents' credit card and IRS debts. They live paycheck to paycheck and think saving money is pointless. I'm not sure if I'm making the right choice, but I really just want my children to have the same happy and stress-free childhood I had. Am I the asshole? No!
No, you're
husband.
not.
Your husband and his family are wildly irresponsible with money, and he is feeling entitled to the money that you yourself are being given an inheritance to. It's your inheritance, your money that you get to do with as you please. He's not entitled to shit.
That's the top common point. So inheritance is not a marital property.
Yep. But you need to be straight up with him and tell him that he isn't going to have access to it. You're going to have enough spine to put your foot down. If he doesn't like it, leave him because it doesn't sound like he's contributing anything. Yeah, it really doesn't. It just sounds like he's leeching off of you. Him and his family are just leeching off of your resources.
Yep. And trust me, I've seen a lot of relationships that are like that.
Oh yeah. This is textbook abusive spousal behavior. You're not the asshole, OP. Also,
I don't know if I call it abusive. I just say it's wildly irresponsible.
All right, I got another one. Today I fucked up by talking shit about my teacher while she was right behind me.
Medium Tifu.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
The classic.
Yep.
We've been embarrassing this one. Oh man, he's British.
We bit. That's British talk. There's another Brit. Another Brit. British alert.
Today I, 16 male, was sat at the back of my maths class. Yeah, he says maths. He's definitely British.
Oh, that is so British.
Today I, 16 male, was sat at the back of my maths class with my friend Jake in P3, period 3. My last lesson before lunch. My teacher, Mrs. McDonald, is probably... Did she make burgers?
Old McDonald had a class. E-I-E-I-O.
Okay.
Miss McDonald got the bugs.
I'll wait. No, it's fine. I'll wait.
Okay,
I'll wait.
Go ahead.
I'll wait. Miss McDonald is probably the most uninteresting person I've ever had the misfortune of meeting. She teaches things in such a boring way that you immediately forget everything she said after 10 seconds of her saying it. I've referred to her as Minnie McDonald, not because she's short, which she is, but because I feel like you just had to add that in there to insult her. But anyway, but because she is obsessed with using whiteboards we have in the back of our planners that we have to bring to every lesson. That's actually dope. I wish I had that. One thing she's bad at as well is helping people. If she sees you with her hand up, she will look your way and do a lap around the class in the opposite direction, stopping off to help people who don't have their hands up. This was the case today. I had my hand up for at least 10 minutes, and she was still nowhere near me. So I decided, fuck it, I'm just going to try to do my work at the same time. I still kept my hand up while doing it, so she'd eventually make her way over. For at least another 5 minutes, I sat there with my hand aching like mental before, yeah, British, before I
British.
sat up, swapping hands and said this word for word. Jesus Christ, Minnie McDonald, will you hurry your specky fucking four-eyed arse over here?
That is the most British insult I've heard in a while.
Jesus Christ, Minnie McDonald, will you hurry your specky fucking four-eyed arse over here?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
You fucking four eyes. I expected Jake to be laughing as he would normally, but instead he just stared at me. Then I turned around to find Minnie McDonald staring at me right behind me. She shouted at me to say that again. I said nothing, so she grabbed the planner and told me to get out of the classroom right now and wait for me outside. I'm not a guy who gets in trouble a lot, but I'm also not afraid to speak my mind at all. Yeah, because you're a teenager. Minnie McDonald went on a screaming rant about respect to me before giving me 2 weeks of detention, sending me to the class next door, and phoning my mum during lunch. So I've got all that to look forward to now. TLDR, I said something about my teacher without realizing she was there.
See, when she asks, can you say that again? At that point, you just look her dead in the eye and say it very slowly and enunciate clearly so she understood exactly what you said.
Oh yeah, this guy's not. This guy doesn't know how to teenager.
Like, if you're going to disrespect authority, you disrespect them hard.
I'm back and forth on whether this is a small or medium, because it's like,
It's
on the one
small.
hand, it seems pretty inconsequential, but on the other hand, 2 weeks of detention for that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say small. I'm gonna say this is a smaller Tifu.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's not nearly as bad as the dude with the cum sink.
I will say 2 weeks. 2 weeks of detention. Fucking bitchy McDonald needs to get over herself.
Jeez.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have an extra large Tifu.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Excellent.
Today I fucked up by wasting 3 days of my life getting marinated for a crypto scam.
Whoa, no. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Crypto scam. Yeah. That's a big one.
A fateful encounter.
Act 1.
Hi. Are you a friend introduced by Mr. Robert? A random person messaged me. Bold of you to assume I have friends, I politely say no. We exchange briefly pleasantries, but she keeps expanding the conversation. My sus meter is ringing, but I keep replying to her anyway. She looks cute. The conversation flows naturally, rather, and a part of me hopes she is real. After she adds me to her personal account, I check other pictures of her. Very pretty Asian lady sitting in a fancy restaurant, same person as the initial account, and another picture. I see her in a park with a kid. I assume her child. That eliminates a hot single scam angle from my mind. Why would a scammer put up a picture with a child? Act 2, the marination. For the next 2 days, we talk about our hobbies, COVID policies, the economy, etc. Somewhat engaging, enjoyable conversation. She gives the impression of a successful woman out of my league, secretly lonely. Then, the topic drifts to trading, investments. She mentions she has been trading binary options on crypto profitably. We talk more about trading in crypto for a bit, since I'm genuinely interested. She then offers to teach me, and I, of course, gladly accept.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Good morning. That's a
No,
message
no,
I've not
no,
received
no,
in a while.
no,
I tell
buddy.
her that I find some leftover Bitcoin on Binance worth around $200. Wants me to check if I have anything to get started. She says we can just start with that. We talk a little bit more throughout the day, then she asks if I have a computer near me. Why would she ask that? Maybe she wants to start her tutoring early. I turn my laptop on, excited to learn more about crypto trading. Act 3, the tip-off. Instead of a Zoom call, she sends me a link to a trading platform. It's clean looking, prices displayed are accurate. I click around, the biggest fault I could find is some blank tutorial pages. Seems functional, has some jank, like a Ubisoft game at launch.
That's funny.
I ask her why she recommended this broker/platform. She says it's because this exchange can do binary options trading. This is true, since binary options trading is kinda jank. Many brokers don't have it. I'm a click away from registering, but something compels me to dig further. My initial Google search yields some news article talking about this platform. Automatic scam reviewer site saying that it might be a scam. Maybe people talk about it on Reddit. Only one result on reddit.com shows up. First thing I see is new scam. Awesome. Scam described in the post matches my situation perfectly. My heart sank. I have been fooled. Act 4, the Inquisition. Perhaps I should have followed along with the scam and tried signing up to the fake platform if I want to do a better investigative journalism, but I'm so livid at the time. I have to vent to the scammer right away. I tell her how impressed I am with the scam attempt. She quickly deflects and gets insanely defensive. If I had a shot every time she said trust, I would not be writing this post. I'm on a half-trolling, half-venting mode at this point. I keep requesting a video call, which never happens. I request a screen share to see her trades, which never happens. When I question the validity of the fake platform, she only gives me misleading answers. She doesn't know how her bread and butter binary trading options actually worked. I quickly look it up before her tutoring session. After almost 2 hours of the Spanish Inquisition, she finally gives up. The end game of the scam is to get you to put out huge money into a fake platform, and when you try to cash out, you won't be able to. GG no re. Fortunately for me, no damages are done except wasted mental time and energy. I even find $200 in my back pocket. I consider myself lucky for coming across a Reddit post detailing the scam. The scam is insanely elaborate. I can see why people lose money on this. Additional context. Right after I've realized I'm getting scammed, I thought the story had to be shared. If this post could save even one person from getting scammed, hours of effort I put into writing this is worth it. Initially, I wanted to post the entire interaction to our sad cringe. Oh, that's a new one. I gotta look at that one. That would be like a series of 50 images. No one's ever going to read all of that. Sitting down and writing everything out for the Tifu is a better medium. Still, I want to share my entire interaction with the scammer so that fortunate or smart people who never get hooked into a scam might see how it might go. I put everything into a Google Doc with some annotations for prosperity. Here are my highlights. I'm still cringing about this. Hold on. Oh, he's posting, like, actual text messages he sent. I'm cringing about this. Me, pretty, owns a business, knows finances, and always learning. I'm glad we made accidental friends, lol. I'll keep learning and share what I've learned, too. Colon P. You know, like the emoticon.
Yeah.
With the
Yep.
yeah. Okay, he's just sharing fucking thing. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Not an extra large. Didn't even get scammed.
That's not
Didn't even get scammed.
It's not even a fuck up. So like,
Didn't even get scammed. I feel ripped off.
yeah. Come on, man. I thought we were going somewhere with this.
I'm downvoting this. You gotta do better than that.
You
for an
gotta
extra
actually
large.
like if you wanna say this is a large fuck up, you gotta actually fall for the fucking scam, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah,
that's
this is
although that said,
bullshit.
although that said, good cautionary tale.
Sure. Sure. That one sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That sucked. I wasted my turn on that. Fucking fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy. Kevin, read this one.
Sure.
Get this shit out of here.
Today I fucked up by hospitalizing my 9-year-old brother.
Yeah, that sounds more like it.
Medium Tifu, people, let's go!
Yep.
Typing this out from the waiting room. Oh no. It happened very recent. It literally happened like today as of a week ago. But anyway. Typing this out from the waiting room. I feel so guilty and my mom. British alert!
British alert! So many British today!
We found the theme! The theme is British.
The British are coming! The British are coming!
I feel so guilty and my mom won't even look me in the eye. Today, my 17M brother, my 17M brother, 9M, wanted to play on my Xbox in my room, which I reluctantly said yes to, but since we moved in last week, my room, which is small anyway, is still mostly full of boxes, so there really isn't much room to move at all. He was sitting on the floor playing Minecraft and I was sat on my bed doing a Superman puzzle when my mum called me into the kitchen to help her reach something. This is when I fucked up. So as I said, there isn't much space in my room, especially at the end of my bed where the TV is right next to my door, and as I tried to squeeze past to leave to go to my mum in the kitchen, I accidentally bumped into the TV stand, and the worst thing possible happened. The TV fell onto my brother. He started screaming and everything up until now was one big blur. My mum came running in, shouting, asking what happened, and called for my dad while I just stood there, watching it all happen from outside my room. It was like I was frozen. My mum screamed at my dad to phone an ambulance, but I couldn't see my brother. So I took a step forward and saw that his head was bleeding, and at this point I was really panicking. My dad told me to go downstairs and let anyone who knocks on the door inside, so I did. I waited by the door, and a few minutes later, paramedics knocked on the door, so I let them in. My mum went into the ambulance with him, while my dad and I followed in a car. We got there about 15 minutes after my mum did, and I heard her tell my dad that my brother will be okay, but she still refuses to speak to me, even after I asked her what's going on with my brother, and I haven't heard anything from a doctor yet, and it's been about half an hour now. Sorry if this is difficult to read, I just feel so guilty and anxious for hurting my brother. TLDR, my brother was playing games in my room and I accidentally dropped a TV on his head, putting him in the hospital. May I read the updates?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Update 1. My dad and I are home now. My brother's going to be fine, but possibly staying overnight at a hospital just to be safe, and my mom's going to go stay with him. My dad has told me my mom's not angry, she was just scared for my brother, and I've spoken to her on the phone. It's all good. I've tidied up my room and moved the TV, so it's safe now, and wow, the TV's still okay? Damn. That's a fucking that's a fucking sturdy ass TV, and if it fell onto your brother's head and it's still working.
That's the good endorsement for the manufacturer.
Yeah, kind of. I've tidied up my room and moved the TV, so it's safe now, and I've bought some snacks for him when he gets back. Thanks everyone for the kind words. I will update when he's home again. Update 2. He's home! My brother's going to be absolutely fine. I give him some of the snacks and loads of hugs. He's doing great. Here are some details I've seen people ask about in the comments. Yes, the TV still works miraculously as it landed on the carpet. No, it landed on your brother.
Oof.
The TV...
Oof. Oof. Too soon, man. This just happened a few minutes ago, like a few days ago. Jesus Christ.
The TV was just a small flat screen. I don't know the right terminology
My blood hasn't even dried yet. Holy fuck.
I don't know the right terminology for it, but it's really tiny and I don't have the space for a bigger one. The reason my brother's head was bleeding was because the plastic in the corner of the TV is what hit his head, which I think scraped his head, leaving a small cut. Seeing blood, even a small amount, made everyone panic, which is why he went to the hospital and my mum gave me the silent treatment. It was scary! To be honest, him screaming was a good sign. Silence is worse. Accidents happen. That was top comment. Yep. Yeah, if he's screaming, that means he's probably okay. If he's quiet, that's dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god! Wow.
That was better. That was better than the last one. That was a bigger Tfue than the last one.
Yeah, and that was a medium Tfue. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be shitting on that crypto guy this whole time. I can't believe he tagged that XL. Get out of here.
I can't believe we're going to shit on somebody who avoided a crypto scam.
Because they made it a bigger deal than it was. Fuck that guy.
Come on, man. You gotta get it right.
Yep.
Gotta do it right, boy.
Let's keep shitting on him until Saradin realizes I send him the next one. Man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's bad.
Fucking
he's
nerd.
He's bad at Reddit. Doesn't even know how to Reddit.
Damn.
Wish I never read it.
Ah!
Am I the asshole?
Okay, thank you.
It's my turn now. Thank you. My turn. Am I the asshole for telling the new neighbors that they got what they paid for, including being shunned by the neighbor? Or by the neighborhood?
Okay.
The whole ass neighborhood. All the neighbors.
Started making trouble in my neighborhood!
Oh, the label is somebody thinks he's the asshole. So, anyway.
Okay.
Where I live, real estate developers have started snatching up family homes, bulldozing them and building two enormous $2 million houses on the plots of land.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Right. The houses... Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? The houses also stick out horribly in terms of aesthetics. Oh, so it's brutalism. That's even worse. Think single-level brick homes with a 3 gigantic white and black box in the middle. Yeah, those are hideous. My home's been in my family for several generations. We have always been known for having a large, beautiful garden. We invited our kids to help with the gardening. We gave away so many veggies. We'd hold parties, etc. It's been a neighborhood treasure for years. Okay, no offense, but you sound full of yourself. Until developers snatched up the lot next door, bulldozed and erected an enormous that blocked out the light to most of the garden. Many of us tried to fight it with the city, but everything was denied. It was heartbreaking. Our neighborhood has been changed forever. This was a link to my family, and I always had to go through a grieving process for it. Almost, they said. The new owners moved in, and we were not welcomed warmly by the people in the neighborhood. Were not welcomed warmly by the people in the neighborhood. I avoided them for as long as I could, other than politely waving and nodding. It was a young couple in the early 20s. So the target demographic for brutalism, because if you've never tasted freedom through your entire teenage years, you won't miss it when it's taken away from you by horrible architecture. Anyway, we finally came face to face, and the woman asked if we could chat. She said that they felt like maybe they'd done something wrong when they moved in, or if they aren't pulling in their trash bins or something, being too loud, etc., because people haven't been very friendly. The guy said that he's surprised considering it felt like a nice and somewhat affluent neighborhood. Given the price, he was expecting friendly neighbors. What does that have to do with anything? Rich white people are...
I paid for friendly neighbors. I expect friendly neighbors.
What the fuck does that mean? I asked if they had done any research about the area. They said they had moved from California, said no, and I said that maybe that was their mistake.
Fucking Californians.
They said that they didn't know. It's okay. Look, the average IQ in California is like 17, dude. You gotta give them some credit. Okay, they're doing the best they can with their 2 gears in their brain. They said they didn't know what I meant, so I asked if they'd ever look in our backyard. They said yes, and they think our garden is cute. I said yes. The garden that now has about half less sunlight than before that house was built was a neighborhood treasure. The guy said, well, it's not our fault you built the garden there, is it? Oh. I said, well, you guys what you paid for? $2 million for a house that everyone in the neighborhood hates, I said, and hoped that it was worth it. Wish them a nice day. When I told another neighbor about the exchange, she told me that she does feel bad for them moving in without having an idea what themselves into. Am I the asshole for telling them what they got what they're paid for? No.
Brings up a good point.
Am I the asshole for dropping some truth bombs?
Honestly, yeah, you are kind of the asshole because
it's the developers who did it. The couple didn't do that.
Yeah.
They just bought a house that was for sale. Now, they were pretty insensitive about this whole situation, but I mean, I don't think that's...
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, it's... As usual, it's real estate developers that are at fault.
Unfortunately, it is not free real estate.
No. Yeah, you're kind of the asshole.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Alright, I think I only have like one more save. Medium Tifu. Today I fucked up by accidentally suggesting that I may be harvesting the organs from my coworker when we meet up next month.
What?
What?
I accidentally suggested that I may be harvesting the organs from my coworker when we meet up next month.
Wow.
I work as a software developer on a company that employs people from many countries in Latin America, but the base of operations is in Mexico. Most of my direct coworkers live in places like Colombia, Chile, and Argentina, while I do live in Mexico. One of my coworkers, female, will be coming to visit next month, and we're planning to meet up and go for drinks and have fun during her stay. Yesterday, I was in a virtual meeting where we were going to plan what to do the following sprint. I was the first one to join, and then the coworker in question did also. We started talking about work stuff, and I asked her what kind of stuff were her and her husband going to do when they came to Mexico next month. A bit confused, I just asked if she was coming alone, to which she responded yes, didn't have enough money to buy tickets for both. We continued our conversation while others started to join the meeting. I was trying to be nice and fun at the same time, so I was going to say something that suggested she should prep her stomach for the Mexican food, since it's particularly spicy for foreigners, and her liver, the amount of alcohol we'll probably ingest. But I had a brain fart and mixed everything up. Instead of anything even close to what I was thinking, I said, "So are your organs ready for the trip?" Everyone was silent. Everyone was silent as she was extremely confused. So, some parts of Mexico, if you don't know, have a reputation for being dangerous, and some foreigners have lost organs. It clearly sounded like I was going to harvest her organs when I met her for the first time in person. Not my intention. That's the way it came across, sadly. I immediately noticed what I said and tried to explain everything. Thankfully, she's a good sport and just laughed while everyone else was giving me shit for it. I cringe hard every time I think about it now, and every time we're on a meeting together, I feel so bad. We're cool, but I can't contain my own cringe.
Dude, you just had a roast session.
I love top comment. Congrats on hiding your ties to the cartel. Worried I'd have to kill you. Pedro, I told you 10 times already, we don't discuss the hit with the target. It's not professional. He is simply bad product.
God, I have to imagine what the faces on everybody was when he said that. It's like, are you sure your organs are ready for the trip?
So, your organs are ready for the trip?
God, wow. My man, think about what you say before you say it. Gotta turn that filter on, buddy. Wow.
Yeah. You can't say things that I would say on purpose by accident. That's just not cool.
Yeah, because at the very least we expect it from Zeke.
Mm-hmm. I do not hide my connections to the cartel.
Wait, you have connections?
No.
But you said you don't hide them.
I'm gonna press X to doubt. I'm gonna press X to heavy doubt.
Suspicious.
Look, I have my hands in a lot of cookie jars. That's all I'm saying.
Damn, they have cookies too?
What are you, a fucking Takodachi?
It's time for the lightning round.
Oh yeah.
This is where we go to our unpopular opinion and find out if these opinions are unpopular. Do we agree or disagree? Let's find out, and also shower thoughts if I feel like it. Unpopular opinion. If you think cats are assholes, you just don't understand cats.
No, cats are assholes.
I understand cats, and I understand that they're assholes.
Yep.
Yeah, cats are assholes.
I do understand the general sentiment that people who really hate cats just have control issues. I do understand that sentiment, but no, they are kind of assholes.
Yeah.
It's a tiny tiger that lives in your home.
Yep. Like, and not sure if you know this, tigers, kind of assholes.
A little bit.
I mean, they literally only live with you so that they can piss and shit in your own house. Dogs don't do that.
Yep.
Dogs can be trained to be taken out. Cats just want to shit and piss wherever they fucking want.
I have just met you, and I love you.
Dogs are like friends. I have friends.
Unpopular opinion: buying a product doesn't mean you're buying or supporting the things the company does or has done.
True. Yes.
Yeah, I've long read the boycott. I've long been on the boycotts are stupid and ineffective train and just self-righteous.
Yeah.
I think boycotts in and of themselves are stupid because there's never going to be enough people who are so outraged by a product or service that their refusal to, like, if you're trying to play the capitalist game there, where you vote with your wallet for products and services you want. Like, I feel like that doesn't exactly work. Like, boycotts, like, are small. They don't represent, like, if a person's making a truly shitty product that nobody wants, like, nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just to make yourself feel like you're doing something good.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's 100,000%.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, as an example, since this got announced yesterday, Rurouni Kenshin is getting a remake anime, adapting the manga from the beginning, and that's coming out next year. It looks really good.
Yeah.
But of course, Twitter, being Twitter, is up their own ass about the whole thing because, like, don't you dare support the new Rurouni Kenshin anime because you're oh God, it was some. It's the same bullshit that normally is, like, you're supporting Watsuki's pedophilia and whatever the fuck. Like, you do realize that. So, like, the entire thing that people have about this is that, like, if you support the Rurouni Kenshin anime, you're supporting Watsuki, which means you're supporting the culture that has kept him around, that protects him. And I'm like, you do realize that goes for every single other Shueisha product ever, right? Like, that goes for One Piece, that goes for Hunter x Hunter, that goes for anything Shueisha has ever produced. Because, like, that's the culture that protects Watsuki. So
But it's also, like, because of their pay structure, that's how he gets his money anyway.
Yeah. So, like,
but also it gets into the larger fucking issue of, like, if you're not gonna kill someone, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
when you're upset with them. It's like, because like they gotta live somehow, you know.
It's the J.K. Rowling situation where it's like, yeah, you can boycott whatever the fuck Harry Potter thing ever, but unless you're boycotting literally everything under like the Time Warner
Brothers and other
like
and her publisher and like this crazy things,
like you are effectively doing nothing but blowing hot air.
Yeah, and that's the other issue is that like, I don't know if you know this, everything's owned by like 6 or 7 companies.
There is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Yeah, it's just you are not making an impact. You're just making yourself feel like you are.
There's no ethical consumption, period. It has nothing to do with capitalism. Like, you think the people in Iran are participating in ethical consumption? You think the people in China?
Yeah, but this is specifically talking about it. Yeah, but this is specifically talking about capitalistic societies and capitalistic structures, and under those structures, there is no ethical consumption.
There's no ethical consumption in consumption. Period. Consumption is greed.
Yeah, but we're focusing on a very specific type of thing.
Yeah,
so
we're literally responding to what OP said.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just like, there is no ethical consumption, period.
Yeah, but like that's a little bit too generalized. We're trying to like, focus on a specific thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it's the same thing with like the Watsky thing, the J.K. Rowling thing. Like if you really want these people to like not have any kind of support, then like you're gonna have to do a lot more than just boycott one show or boycott one book series or whatever the fuck. You're gonna have to do a lot more than that. Because otherwise,
that's why I dislike most boycotts and protests in general, because they're completely fucking worthless.
Also, it's just
they don't attack the right thing ever.
Also, it's fucking weird to me to be like, don't buy this thing to support this bad person, but the hidden implication is that you want them in prison. If they're in prison, you're supporting them with your taxes. So it's like either way, it gets back to my point. It's like, if you don't kill someone who does something you don't like, they still got to live somehow. Like, so first person to figure that out gets a medal. But yeah, I agree with OP.
And yes, I will be watching the new Rurouni Kenshin anime, and nobody's going to stop me. Stay mad.
I mean, hold on. I might.
Fucking dick.
I'm just kidding.
Unpopular opinion: asking someone if they want kids on a first date isn't weird. It's a little weird.
It's a little weird.
A little weird.
It's definitely not. It's a very interpersonal. It's a very personal question, and that's generally not what you're going to go for on the first date.
Yeah. I just feel like I wouldn't want to know right away.
Do either of you guys have dating experience?
A little bit.
Okay,
I practiced some archaeology in my day.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. No, so the reason I ask is because I want to make sure that there's people with like actual experience giving answers here.
Yeah.
On your first date, you don't ask a whole lot of very, very personal questions. It's supposed to be a general like icebreaker,
get to know
the person, tell a few jokes, talk about TV, see if you like the general atmosphere of that human being. And you're supposed to dip your toe in on this person and just like, I don't mean that literally, don't make it weird.
I mean if they're into that.
No, you're just dipping your toe into the whole idea of this other human being and seeing if you like the general atmosphere they provide on an average day without any pressures or anything. And then after that, if you want to start asking more personal questions, that's usually fine. But like, yeah, if you're going to ask if you want kids, that's an extremely personal question. I would never, in my personal experience, I would never go for that kind of question on a first date. It also kind of subtly implies that you like are wanting to have kids with this person.
Yeah, it's a little too presumptuous, and it's kind of like skipping a few too many steps going into like, long-term relationship stuff. Begin short-term, like super, super short-term, and just kind of like work your way forward over a period of time. That's the kind of thing you ask after like maybe 6 months. I don't know. Like, after you've had after the relationship has already been solidified and you two feel comfortable with each other, at that point, maybe ask. But, like, you know, not the first date. No.
We should do call-ins for dating advice sometime.
We should do call-ins, period. But that would require us to have viewers, so...
Oof.
Well, one of these days. Unpopular opinion, whipped cream on hot chocolate is superior to marshmallows. Why not both, you coward?
Yes.
I mean, he's
Throw
not
caution
wrong,
to the wind. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, both is good.
Both is good.
Both is good. Unpopular opinion, I wouldn't care if I never seen another serial killer movie / show again. Well, I'm out of a job.
It's okay.
No, fuck it. I want serial killer things for all eternity. Never stop.
Hey, I'm here for Killer Connect. Killer Connect is good.
I'm just talking about, like, I just like dark media in general.
I know you do.
All of it.
Do.
Just give it to me. Give it to me! Kevin, I want a 7th show about Jeffrey Dahmer!
Quick, what are the first 6? I need to watch them.
Do I have to understand the first 6 to understand the story?
I need to know the Jeffrey Dahmer lore.
That's what I love about this shit. It's real life lore.
It is. That's what it is. That's what makes it fascinating.
Yeah, I want to hear about serial killers. What? You can't unkill the victims. Let me enjoy the story, idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, unpopular opinion: adopting a child is not charity work. That's unpopular?
Yeah, you're adopting the child because you want the child, not because
being a
it's
foster
charity work.
parent is charity work.
Yeah.
Sure.
Being an adoptive parent is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, how dare you? I don't like the opinion of how dare you give a child a home. That's so self-serving and selfish.
Yeah.
Like,
not
don't
fucking
fuck
into
yourself.
that.
It's
No.
not.
It's strange.
Like,
I think
no,
no.
the people, the
I think what
things
the-
that
I think
bother
what
me
the
are
top-
the people who think
Yeah.
the one that bothers me are the people who think that if you receive anything
Yeah.
whatsoever for your charitable contribution, that it's no longer charity. And I'm like, I just went to donate blood today, which I do about every 6 weeks. And one of the reasons I do it so often is because, I mean, I'm a universal donor, so they need blood constantly. But the other reason is because I like the free cookies. And I also like the other stuff they give away, like warm socks during the winter. And they give away like the specialized socks during the winter. They give away Kings Island tickets, which is an amusement park nearby for those playing at home. They give out, I just got Renaissance Festival tickets today. And it's like, I would go and donate without those things. But the idea that if you go and you give charity and receive anything, it's no longer charity. Every charity in the universe has incentives for providing charity.
Yeah.
Like, you can't look at somebody and say, you got something for that, you were paid. I'm like, not proportionally.
I think,
like,
I think I think what OP is probably getting at are those celebrities or rich people that like adopt like ethnic children as like weird pets.
as a PR stunt.
Yeah, that sort of shit. Like my brother's ex-girlfriend's brother who lives with us, which we got to find a better title for David, Kevin. It's a mouthful. But he's from a family like that where he was adopted by a rich couple who, as soon as everyone turns 18, they just ship them off to the military. And he didn't want to go to he lives with us because he didn't want to go into the military. So like, yeah, I don't think those kinds of people get the moniker of charity, That's,
No,
I don't know what's
absolutely
going
not.
on there.
Absolutely not.
But yeah. Anyway, unpopular opinion, onion rings and vanilla ice cream are a fantastic combination.
Kill yourself.
That's it. Go to the next one.
Kevin, I'm gonna need that clipped out of context.
Or wait, I'll do it for you. Baka Gaijin show does not condone the playing of with guns.
We do, however, find it hilarious.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
It's unloaded. Don't worry.
Unpopular opinion: watching streamers is the stupidest thing you could do with your time.
Kill your fucking self. Kill your fucking self. You know what? Hold on. First, start with your family, mostly the children, then kill who birthed you, then kill yourself. Come to my house, motherfucker. I will tear you up. I will massacre you. I will fuck you inside out.
Popular
fucking dare.
Unpopular opinion: milk goes better with ice.
What is with these opinions today?
Jesus! I'm gonna run out of bullets! Jesus Christ! These people need to be put down like the rabid animals they are! What the fuck is wrong with... Yes, because I like watered down milk.
What is wrong with our unpopular opinions today? God!
Jesus fucking Christ.
What is
They're
happening?
actually popular opinions. Jesus Christ.
I'll give them that.
Unpopular opinion: gummies are best frozen.
It gets worse!
Hold on.
Yeah, gummies are clearly better the less chewy they are.
Ow! Ow! Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now go back to that one about gummies being frozen and say it again real quick.
Unpopular opinion: gummies are best frozen.
All right, seriously? I just got the bigger gun out. How many people do I have to put down today for their opinions?
Ow.
You people aren't people, you're rabid dogs.
Unpopular opinion: people who hit the gym every day are shallow and boring most of the time.
Okay, that's a more normal unpopular opinion.
Still wrong, though.
Yeah.
They can be, but I wouldn't say it's a common, thing.
Really? Because the dude with biceps is usually the center of the fucking party. Man, they sure must be boring.
Unpopular opinion: all ice cream shops should provide water as a side to the ice cream they serve.
That one you can always ask for it. You can ask for courtesy cup.
Yeah, what place is not
So
going to
they
have
do
water?
if you ask for it.
Yeah.
So that's not even an unpopular opinion. It's just factually incorrect.
Yeah.
They already do.
You just
Your
have to
balls
ask.
bug. Jesus.
Unpopular opinion: ketchup on cottage cheese is yummylicious.
I hate life. God.
I'm getting the RPG 7 now.
Man, this subreddit's on another one today. Holy fuck.
The things that go well with cottage cheese are black pepper, rosemary, chives, breadcrumbs, tomato, fresh fruit, grapefruit, and that's it!
Yeah.
Well, technically...
I'm gonna guess that the person who's saying this is one of those, man cows who's 600 pounds who just likes to slather everything he fucking eats with salt and ketchup.
One of those guys who eats peanut butter with his hands.
Yeah, literally. One of those people that eats ice cream out with a scoop while he's watching episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Seriously, I'm gonna guess that person is just a person who really likes ketchup, salt, and probably ranch dressing on everything they fucking consume.
Yeah.
I like to scoop cottage cheese.
In other
with
words, you're
crackers.
disgusting, I hate you, and how dare you represent a past me. Anyway.
Woo!
The unpopular opinion: the current use of bet is really annoying.
Bet.
Bet.
That's crazy. I was like, did Justin just enter the chat? What the fuck? Did my friend Justin just enter the chat? What the hell?
Popular opinion: 55 degrees Fahrenheit is the perfect outside temperature. I agree.
I would say 65.
Yeah, it's 65, yeah.
55 requires extra layers. 65 does not.
Then again, yeah,
long sleeve shirt.
that's true. But on the other hand, everybody looks cooler with a hoodie or a jacket on anyway.
Also true.
I would still wear a hoodie in 65. It depended on what I was doing. If I was walking to the walking from my car to the grocery store, I'm like outside camping. I'm looking at it from how much time are you intending to spend outside? If you're going on a hike or actually walking a distance, you're going to need a hoodie at 65 too. You will get cold.
Let's split the diff. Let's go with 60.
So 60, fine. 60 is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Speaking of funny sidebar, a friend of mine who's an I play cards with him. He every time he gives the weather report upon landing, he always says it's 60 degrees and sunny no matter where he's landing. Which confuses the hell out of a lot of people when they get off the plane and it's like 23 and snowing. Oh, sorry, we've had a change in weather suddenly.
Unpopular.
Or if you land in Ireland, it's just raining beer bottles, but whatever. Go ahead.
Man, I want to go to Ireland.
Don't we all? Unpopular opinion, people's obsession with corgi butts is very weird. I see it all the time. Videos of corgis with shots zooming in on their butts, showing how plump and round they look, or videos just showing what the butt looks like when they're walking. It's super weird. There's no need to personify a dog like that. Stop emphasizing its butt. It literally doesn't care about its own furry butt, much less showing it off to people. Can we please stop trying to make dogs have human traits? I've never seen this before in my life, but I can totally believe it exists.
I've seen enough corgi obsessed behavior from middle-aged white women who live in the suburbs.
I regret to inform the both of you.
Husband.
Yeah.
That I would probably say, like, yeah, that's probably a thing, and it's probably really uncomfortable and obnoxious.
Unfortunately, out of sheer curiosity, I decided to just Google corgi butt and go to Google Images, and I found, I shit you not, I'm putting this in lobby chat, a corgi butt bottle opener.
I've seen those.
It is one of the worst things I have ever seen in my life. I don't like it.
It would bother me in the same way that, like, those weird mothers who think when they're themselves it's adorable because, oh, they're a baby, it's cute. They did a baby thing, and I'm like, your baby just shit itself, and now you
I'm a pet parent.
You find it, and now you think it's adorable.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just weird obsession with that kind of stuff. Offending all the bestiality people in our.
Damn, I wish that corgi butt plug picture was wider so I could use it as the thumbnail. But oh well.
That makes one of us.
Yep. I like making the presentation as audacious as possible.
Yeah, that's kind of his deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like making us as algorithmically viable as possible. Let's see here.
One of our most recent episodes is literally 18 plus.
They do that every time I put the word fuck in the title.
Right. Well, not every time.
They didn't used to, but now they do.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion, nobody drinks unflavored vodka for the taste. If you do, you're delusional.
Vodka.
One of my favorite jokes in Destroy All Humans 2 is when one Russian soldier is just when KGB agent is like, without vodka, Russia would have been democracy 200 years ago. It's only way to get through the day.
Man, no. Flavored vodka is really good as a mixer, and that actually does mean you're drinking it for the flavor. So,
you said unflavored vodka.
Oh, unflavored. Yeah, no, you only drink unflavored vodka if you hate yourself.
Yeah, or if you're trying to put up with the gulags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I just love that joke because he said that, and I had to sit there and think like, there's an argument to be made for that.
Mike, you know more about vodka than I do. What do you say?
Vodka.
I actually don't drink vodka, so
there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Unpopular opinion. I hate Frankenstein.
Elaborate.
But why? Did he fuck your wife?
That's an interesting wrinkle to the story I never heard of before.
Oh, it's a very long, detailed post about why he doesn't like the movie from 1931.
Oh.
He loves the book, but he's writing why he hates the movie from 1931.
Oh, it's probably just a bunch of like it's nothing like Mary Shelley's original Vision and shit like that. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's less interesting to me. Unpopular opinion: cough drops and lozenges taste better than candy. What? No.
my man really loves my man here really loves fucking menthol.
Oh yeah, get that menthol.
Yeah, get that fiberglass injected straight into your fucking lungs.
Yep.
What?
Do you know menthols have fucking fiberglass in them?
No, didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Crazy.
That's why I smoke them. When I die, I want it to be I want it to be like excruciating. I want blood to just be pouring out of every orifice of my fucking lungs.
Mm-hmm. That's a goal to strive through. Give them something to remember by.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm going for a record. If I ever get to diagnosed with the case, I'm going to say, okay, how many more terminal illnesses can you expose me to? Let's do some science.
Let's make this interesting.
Just go to mainland China and roll a fucking gutter for like 2 weeks and see how many terminal illnesses I can get on that. And see, like, doc, can you diagnose me? This is your I'm the final boss of your diagnostician days. They're like, what did he die from? Everything.
What did he die from? It'd be faster to list what he didn't die from.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion: cheese belongs on hot dogs and sausages. If this is unpopular, I'm gonna be mad.
Is that unpopular?
That's not an unpopular opinion at all. You ever had a fucking chili cheese dog?
That is very
chili
very
dogs
popular.
are so good, man.
Very popular. You
I
give
could go
most
for one
people
right
a hot dog, and they'd be like, "Oh, is there cheese in it?"
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, fucking cheddar wurst exists. Fuck.
Cheese good. Cheese good. God, there's a lot of these are about Jeffrey Dahmer. It's a little late to have unpopular opinions about Jeffrey Dahmer. Let me tell you.
You kind of missed that train, boys.
Yeah, what the fuck happened in the last 48 hours to result in everybody just having a really strong opinion on it?
Netflix had a new special on Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay. Oh, hey, I should go watch that.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, Reddit. You're doing Netflix's job for them.
Yep. Well, these are getting bad now. Like this is a guy saying free Spotify is better than premium. No, it's not.
What? It is
literally
fundamentally worse.
That's why you pay for it.
Oh boy, I love ads and only having 6 fucking skips an hour.
Oh, I love having half the bit rate.
Ugh, fucking stupid.
Idiot. Anyway, fuck that guy and fuck the XL guy. I'm still mad about that. Anyway, episode's coming to a close. Thanks for listening to the Baka Gaijin Show. If you want to be part of the show, you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com or join our official Discord server in the link provided below. And you can also follow us all on Twitter at ZeekFreak, at CCharmanderK, and at Seridin Sedranor.
I need more followers!
Yeah, bump that shit up.
If I get to 300, like, seriously, like, network for me, because my goal is if I get to 300 followers by the end of this year, I'm at 247.
Yeah.
If I get to 300 followers by the end of this year, I'll Atasha my fucking car. I don't care how much it costs.
Yes, absolutely. Atasha the fuck out of your SI.
Yep. Everyone go follow Seridin Sedranor. And make sure to subscribe for future episodes of the Baka Gaijin Show. We have fun. You're a miserable sad sack, and you need some fun in your life. So let us inject fun directly into you. Consensually.
Yes, specifically asking for consent here.
Yeah. By clicking on this video, you have given consent for us to inject whatever we want into your ears.
I mean, that's fundamentally how it works.
Yeah, we should probably get that in writing. The safe word is clicking off the video.
You see, if you want to stop listening at any time, there's this magical thing up at the corner of the screen called the red X.
Don't tell them about the red X.
He's just quoting
We need-
Calliope Mori.
I am.
We need viewer retention, Kevin. You can't be telling them about the X.
It's at the end of the episode. It doesn't matter. They've already listened.
We want them to know for future episodes. We want them to we want them to see the new episode in their notification feed and be like, I must click on the Baka Gaijin show and listen to the whole fucking thing. That's what we want.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. All right. So, thanks for listening. See you next time. Zeke freak out. Ciao for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you.